Oh, whoa.
Hello. Hello, everybody. We are joined tonight to talk about some interesting new things, and we are streaming on the weekend, which we don't normally do. We are joined tonight to talk about some recent updates and interesting things that have been happening in the sort of fandom menace, I guess, sphere by Master of the TDS. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we met at the Vegas meetup, and I was extremely embarrassed because I said something embarrassing because I'm a very embarrassing person. But it's nice to talk to you again.
Nice to talk with you too. It's funny. I for the longest time, we have referred to you as the one we've referred to you as the one person who called me Kara.
Cora, I'm so sorry. I knew you were. I recognized it. Oh no, you were dressed up as the Avatar, and I was just like, yo, this is a nice Linkara cosplay. And then I just, I wanted to taste the deliciousness of a lead bullet. That would do that. Like, oh, I'm so cringe. Not the first time I've been cringe at one of those meetups. When I met Shad. The first time at the London meetup, I said to myself, Aiden, don't say, how was your trip from New Zealand? Don't say, how was your trip from New Zealand? Don't say that, don't say that, don't say that. He's from Australia. And then I was like, Shad, it's so nice to finally meet you. How was your trip from New Zealand? I was like, I need to go end myself. I can't help myself but put my foot in my mouth constantly, apparently.
It's
a problem.
Now.
Oh, it's just a problem.
I know it's very
But
jittery. You should drink some whiskey. That tends to calm you down.
It does sometimes.
Do you
but,
have some balcones?
I don't have balcones. It's like 80 quid a bottle. No.
You should get some balcones.
I will tell you what I got. I will tell you what I got when I was coming back from. I didn't even talk about this on Wednesday because we were so busy. But when I got back from the Witan, going through duty free, in the Birmingham airport, 20 quid for 2 bottles of Smirnoff Blue 50% vodka. 20 quid for 2 bottles. Unbelievable.
50%?
Yes.
Okay. So
20 quid for 2 liters.
That's fairly high proof for vodka. Vodka's usually floppy, isn't it?
When I buy that blue Smirnoff vodka over here, it's like £35. Yeah. So, I got a good deal on vodka. I got a whole bunch of very strong vodka.
Which explain to our guests that we are avid drinkers over here.
Right. Which I may need for this particular topic a little bit because about 3 years ago I covered this when it first happened, and now it's back. Which is TDS. Do you want to describe or start us out with describing this Rewriting Ripley stuff and your involvement with it a little bit, or shall I? Either one we can do.
I mean, you seem to know more about it. Your video was very good and it covered a lot more than I probably would. But I will just go on record and say I expected this to happen. We can talk about that more later, but I'll let you kind of lead with this one.
Sure. So 3 years ago, I'll bring this up if you'll share my screen, please, Spoon.
Okay, well, it would help if you share the right thing. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. So you'll see that when Spoon gets this up. Okay. This article was called "In Plain Sight: How White Supremacy, Misogyny, and Hate Targeted the Star Wars Sequel Trilogy and Won." This is published in March of 2021. Now, of course, there's a content warning for white supremacist groups, racist hate, misogyny, anti-Semitism, and SA, including quotes and descriptions about the R word, racial slurs, and violence against women. Also, please be advised, if you see an asterisk next to links in this article, they will direct you to an alt-right associated YouTube channel, a white supremacist website or blog, or a male supremacist website or blog. These have been included for educational purposes only. Please click at your own discretion. So, when this came out, and we can go through it, but the thing I'll give you the TLDR version because you guys can see.
Just ridiculing them for producing shit art.
Well, you can see how long this is. It says it's a 71-minute long read. Now, I did an hour and a half long video debunking all of their supposed data. Look at well, you could watch my video, but which is just.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, of course I do. That's what I. Yes,
That's what you do.
Well, because I don't like more than anything, and you know what my biggest pet peeve is, Spoon, is I don't like bad science.
I don't. Oh yeah.
It's bad. I can't stand bad science, and this kind of stuff got my hackles up. Because, so here we have this is a visualization of the amount of hate regarding The Last Jedi on Twitter. And what they found is they said, well, actually, it was more positive or neutral towards The Last Jedi than it was negative. And there was this cluster of negativity that was happening that came from these supposedly alt-right accounts. And the people who were listed as alt-right, I think it might be here. If it's not in this graph, then it's in their extended analysis. But it was people who were listed as alt-right were people like Mauler and Geeks and Gamers. I mean, it was pretty much. Well, here's a nice little graph. Here's one. So yes, Geeks and Gamers, The Quartering, Tim Pool spread hate against Lucasfilm. You can see this.
There we go up again.
Mm-hmm.
This is on the list.
Yeah, you're going to see. This is the very scientific graph.
Yeah, this
so somehow
must have been some time ago. Richard Spencer's on that list. Jesus.
Well, they don't care. This is not scientific. It's just they just are trying to connect. What connection does Tim Pool have to Paul Joseph Watson? What connection does Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers have to? I mean, I guess they know Ethan Van Sciver, comic artist per Secrets, and The Quartering does. But what's the connection to Jordan Peterson? Because comic artist pro Secrets, Ethan Van Sciver, has said that he likes Jordan Peterson's books. Because that's it. That's the connection there. I know that one for a fact. And somehow that connects to Dave Rubin and Paul Joseph Watson, of course, connected to Alex Jones. It looks like, you need that picture of Charlie from Always Sunny, like pointing at his graph with all his red threads on it, being like, oh, they're all connected.
Black hair.
And then at the very top is the ringleader himself, Steve Bannon. This is pure Looney Tunes stuff, though, right? Like, you to publish something like this, you look unhinged.
It's basically like if Trump Tower did a meme.
Well, just this to even make a graph like this looks unhinged, or oh, here's all the connections. They're all connected. The alt-right trolls, they're all connected, and they hate.
I don't know who Paul Kersey is.
He works for VDARE, which VDARE is, to be fair, a white ethno-nationalist organization. So.
Based. The rest of these people I know, but he's the one.
Yeah,
well, I don't know.
Yeah, VDARE is. You don't want to get involved with that shit, man.
Are you sure? That sounds like something I would troll.
You troll them? Yeah, maybe. So what I found when I looked into the data here, right, is that they have these little graphs where they say, oh, it was quite positive, and people really loved The Last Jedi. They loved this movie.
No, they didn't.
So see, this is a word visualization of how frequently words were used. You see, liked. Okay. Well, here's the problem with that, is that in normative analysis of Twitter, any normative analysis, which I can bring up here, in terms of the data, any normative analysis will produce more positivity than negativity, because people are actually fairly positive, particularly on Twitter. And so the average on that is it is a 2-to-1 positivity to negativity ratio. That is actually the normative trend of a 2-to-1 positivity to negativity ratio within a normative sample of Twitter comments was below what they found in their really shitty analysis. So actually, their whole contention, all of this science that they did here to prove that people actually loved The Last Jedi is incorrect, in that the negativity towards The Last Jedi is more prevalent in their sample than it is in a random sample about the weather on Twitter. So they were wrong. Yes. I mean, it was just, they were saying, everyone, see, I love it, my favorite, I loved it, it's good, the best. This is still below, even with this, it was below the normative ratio of positivity to negativity on Twitter. And this was at a very small sample size. And there again, their whole contention, so, right, they found 3.4 to 1. Yeah, well, that's below normal. It should be more positive than that, based on, and the funny thing is, they cite sources that show, their own citations here indicate that is a below normative positive to negativity ratio. Or it's about the same, but it's a little bit lower than. Anyway, so my point is that this came out in 2021. You can watch my hour-and-a-half long video on it. But the whole point of this was they listed off a whole bunch of YouTubers, and they assigned them, from my perspective, arbitrarily, as alt-right, essentially. That was just something they did. So you can see here, the alt-right, radical right. They were saying that's 23% of tweets. Look at how many tweets, by the way, that they have counted here. It's like 40. This is not a good sample size. Like, and this was why I made the video on this. One was because they were insulting people I'm friendly with and who I like, and and
20 tweets. That's it.
That's their for the people who are labeling themselves as YouTubers who cover gaming, and then 14 tweets from people they arbitrarily labeled as alt-right or radical right, 6 from journalists or 6 YouTuber non-gaming, etc., etc. So
I thought just 20 tweets overall. No, that's just like shit posting.
No, they had extremely small data sample sizes. So again, they include Dave Rubin, the Columbia Bugle, who I do follow. But it's just this is a terrible quote unquote scientific analysis, and that's why I went over it in detail. But oh god, veto. Ugh. And yeah, they brought up this IDR Labs website, which has a small YouTube channel.
He responds.
Veto. Well, yes. Well, because he thinks he's trolling you by responding.
I'm sure he does, yeah.
Oh, no, he does. So yeah, you got Clownfish TV, The Quartering, Ryan Kennel, Ethan Van Sciver. I mean, all the Geeks and Gamers, of course, all of these people were arbitrarily labeled as alt-right. And these people... I think I BTFO'd them, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think they could have come back. Well, I don't know how they would have come back from my video in particular. It was just it was a I took out all of their quote unquote science, all their maths. I completely debunked, right? Because this is terrible. This is terrible maths. It's all terrible maths. It's just awful. Oh, and look at this. Of course, here's what they really care about, right? And this is the important thing. They have used, of course, so I presume Social Blade, to predict how much they think these people are making per month.
Way off by...
First of all, yeah, this is way off.
Thousands.
By thousands. Secondly, this shows you what they're actually interested in. Right, TDS, would you agree? Like, this is what they're interested in. They just care about how much money these people are making. They don't care, I think, about anything else. They just want people to shut up about their sacred cow.
Do you know why?
Yes, I know.
Because the money is the only way that they can actually measure engagement.
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing.
That'll be the reason why.
The people who wrote this, there's a couple of women. I'll play my clip since that Star Wars Girl did replay it, or did post it on Twitter, and it kind of popped off. Of the specific part of this that it's an hour and a half long video, but there's a part of it that that specifically covered the relationship here between these people and Lucasfilm, the women who are writing this. So TDS2, you said that there's a new name involved that I was not familiar with in the current, because this is from 3 years ago that they did all this stuff, where they were just...
There's actually a lot of new names involved, because this time they didn't just come back and say, hey, deplatform these people. They came back and advocated for it and asked, I believe, or coordinated with other, especially pro Star Wars YouTubers, a lot of them. That's why there was about hundreds and hundreds of tweets of people just taking those images that they posted this time around and posting them and adding Team YouTube and demanding that they deplatform Ryan, Gary, and Geeks and Gamers.
Yes. So I didn't know that. So it does appear... Okay, so it sounds like then from what you're saying that they do have more people involved, because we knew the first time around that there was at least one person who has ties to Lucasfilm directly, seemingly, I'll put that in quotation, seemingly directly involved with these people, and that's Pablo Hidalgo. And then also one of the people who works for them was a social media manager for Disney. I'll get into that. I'll play my clip here from it here just in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. Because that'll just make it easier to do it very quickly, because I think, Anna clipped it. Rather than watching the whole hour and a half long video. Is it in this? One moment. This is, I don't know the right link, but I'll get here in a second. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been crazy. So here's the clip. Yeah, here you go. This was a data is saying that like I stole his work. I cited him in the full video. I know that when you see a clip like this, it can look like maybe I took you talking about tweets. I didn't. Anyway, and you're cited. I didn't want to start a fight with Data Racer. He does good work. And this was 3 years ago. And also I conducted a massive analysis of all the statistics. But anyway, so the person, there's 3 people behind Rewriting Ripley, or were, and it probably has changed hands now over the last 3 years. So Katie is one of them. I think, what's the other one's name? Catherine or something. It was 3 women, as far as I know, who were predominantly behind it, and all of them were publicly Raylos, which is to say, they all are fangirls who want Rey from the Star Wars sequels to be involved in a romantic relationship with Kylo Ren, and that's all they really care about. They don't care about Star Wars properly. What they care about is their weird fan fiction. So that's why they spent all this time and money doing all this stuff to try and cancel people who didn't like the movies. Just be clear about that. The reason these women have now spent years trying to cancel people, and this time very directly. We don't even want to have the videos taken down. We just want your channel demonetized, as I'll show evidence of here in a minute, because I can't... They have so little shame, they just said it publicly. That all they care about, and the only reason they care about this, is just because of their fan fiction about Star Wars. I mean, these people are insane. Yeah, we specifically made sure that our names wouldn't be anywhere in public, including our Twitter handles, because at the time they were claiming they had been doxxed and all this stuff. Now, again, while they're demanding people have their YouTube channels taken down for being alt-right Nazis because they don't like a Star Wars movie, just like to point that out. Claiming they have death threats.
Because fascism is very popular with storylines centered on the Republic.
You're going to see here, this is a short clip, it's been sped up. I'll go through as to why it was not at all a secret who they were. They made it very clear who they were. They were not hiding it. You were not hiding who you were until you didn't like the reaction, basically.
When at least Katie previously collected thousands of tweets with the intent of punishing the posters, just as she intended to deplatform Ethan Van Sciver and likely intends to deplatform every single person.
So here's the link.
Is it weird hearing yourself twice?
It is weird. Yeah. But here's the list. So again, there's the money stuff on the right, and on the left, look at this. Film Gob, alt-right, radical right, Robot Head, alt-right, Mauler, radical right. Yeah.
Wait.
The Daily Wire.
He's listed as radical, right?
Yes.
Some guy.
Some guy who's like a left leaning. Well, I think at that point in time he was less overt about being a leftist. I think at that point in time he was less overt about being a leftist, but still. Mauler. Now I enjoy look how many times Mauler. Why does Mauler show up so many times on this? I've never understood. They put the Daily. I don't know why they did this. Geeks and Gamers alt-right, Daily Wire alt-right.
He's alt-right figure, Muller.
Yeah, whoa, yeah.
Like
Critical Drinker. That's his second channel, or one of his other channels. But this is just, I mean, like, this is ridiculous. Like, just every single person who doesn't like it is alt-right/radical right. You know, I didn't get put on the list. I guess you didn't either, TDS. But I don't remember. Were you on the list?
I wasn't that prominent at the time, I guess. I think I've kind of come more into prominence as things, but I was involved in some way because you're mentioning how they were angry about being doxxed. They were specifically angry that the Quartering had dug up their information. Yeah. And the reason he even knew about it was because I let him know that it was happening with Ethan Van Sciver when it happened. So I was kind of involved in a way, but not enough that I think they would take notice of me. I think that's changed now, though. So.
Probably. I mean,
it's probably the thing is, good thing people don't know you, because then you can just do more fun shit.
Well, they were tweeting about it very publicly from their public accounts, and basically saying this is our project, this is our baby. And then like the third person who's involved, as I'll get into here, they said on their website, well, we've got a Webby Award winner working for us, and it's like, well, there's only one person who is talking about this who's a Webby Award winner, so I'm gonna presume it's her. But I'll get into that. So this is just... Yeah, and of course, the people that they focus on. The Quartering, Geeks and Gamers, Critical Drinker, Clownfish, Thor Skywalker, Nerdrotic, Mauler, Midnight's Edge, SC Reviews, World Class Bullshitters, Comics Artist Pro Secrets, Vito, Overlord DVD, Jar Jar Abrams, Mecha Random 42, That Star Wars Girl, Ryan Kinnell, I Love Comics, Drunk 3PO, Bounty into Comics, etc. So just being... You know, and of course... I presume if you're on this list and they bothered to list out what your earnings are, they consider you alt-right. I just want to this is so crazy. If you know any of these people, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like normal people who care about Star Wars, who care about science fiction and media, and let's just all label them Nazis. Okay, very cool. Thank you. Very.
These will wear good uniforms.
Dear God.
What? I can say much worse.
I know you can.
He is arbitrarily labeled as alt-right. I don't like cancel culture, but Katie seemingly does. And all I can say is that when you promote and engage in a certain...
Did I not have Windows activated? What did I do there? Oh, I think that's actually, Anna or somebody who ever recorded this had the activate Windows thing there.
behavior, how can you feign outrage when someone else does it to you? A possible collaborator of Katie's
Michelle, this is
publicly asked to help on the Rewriting Ripley project.
Yeah.
And I feel I really need to introduce...
Look, I was so nice on this. I blurred all their names out and everything. Also, you can see this person has Raylo in their freaking name, okay?
I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you I can trace their online activity by the last time they had penis.
I think it's been a while. I think they've been in a bit of a dry spell.
I'm convinced the people that do this kind of shit do not get laid.
There's no way you care this much about Kylo Ren and Rey Palpatine. Unless you've got nothing else going on.
Yeah.
It's so important for you. It's so important to you that two fictional characters bone each other that you got to try and destroy other people's livelihoods. I mean, that's what's happening here. And they've been at it now for 3 years.
If you have that much invested in a television show to the point where you need to tell other people... Yeah, but you need to the point where you need to tell other people in society, like, what art they need to enjoy. You need to get laid really, really badly.
Well, I mean, we also saw that just with The Acolyte most recently, of course, which was
a drinking habit.
Sure. We saw that with The Acolyte most recently as well, which was the same thing, where it was like, the only people who enjoyed that show were women. I mean, the Leslie Headland is a
dysgenic
fanfiction, right? She writes Star Wars fan fiction, and that's her fan fiction because she wants, I don't know, I think to bone, even though she's supposedly lesbian, I think she wants to bone Kylo Ren. I'm not really sure, but so she makes Smilo Ren.
They turn lesbian because they can't get penis, but they will always crave it. You heard it here first, folks.
I mean, that show was terrible, and of course it was canceled. And that
is my opinion.
Well, what's your take on The Acolyte? I suppose TDS.
I thought it was garbage. I think that here's the thing. I'm a little nicer. I think that it's great if people have passion, but passion doesn't replace substance, and the show had very little of it. And because of that, that's the reason it didn't do well. Nobody vibed with it. I'm not saying there weren't cool characters, but they were poorly written. And because of that, nobody watched. Nobody wanted to see it. And so it fell off a cliff after episode 3. And somehow we're all to blame for it, even though no one watched it.
Well, it's the same thing that's been happening with all these video games. And, like, if you could have found a way to actually integrate Cortosis armor, if you could have actually found a way to interestingly integrate Cortosis armor in a good way that's well written, I guarantee fans would have gone crazy for it. But it has to be well written. It has to make sense. Because Cortosis armor is a little bit world breaking in the Star Wars universe. It's in the expanded universe, but still.
There's one problem with this. You are asking people whose entire political worldview relies on them not being connected to reality, and you're asking them to write something that makes sense. That's never going to work.
They don't know anything about Cortosis armor, and like
they don't know anything about reality. They can't. If they can't write real things, they can't write fiction.
Right, and so Cortosis armor is so incredibly rare. Like even just having like a single piece of it would be incomprehensibly expensive. And yet Smilo Ren's got a full helmet and armbands made out of it. This extremely rare metal. I mean, it's not like the Mandalorian armor, which is resistant to lightsabers. Cortosis repels them and shuts them down. Obviously, extremely rare material in the expanded Star Wars universe. And they just gave him like a full helmet and armbands off it, which again, cool, but it's never explained, not really, why he's got access to this unbelievably... there's no way. Nobody would have normal access to this kind of stuff in the Star Wars universe. It's just, it looked cool, but you didn't even do anything cool with it. So you have arguably like a very, very interesting thing to introduce, but the people who are making it don't give a damn. They care about their fan fiction. They don't care about the things that the fans care about, which is things like, oh man, Cortosis is cool. I want to see a cool lightsaber fight. But they don't care. The only thing that they cared about was their weird fan fiction. And that's why it tanked. Because, I mean, sure, are there a couple of women, I guess, who are upset that the Acolyte got canceled? Yeah, like 10 of them. But nobody else gave a damn. Star Wars is not, it doesn't appeal to women. In that sense. Star Wars appeals to everybody. But Star Wars doesn't appeal to women who like Twilight. Do you know what I mean? And they tried to make Star Wars but Twilight, and it didn't work, for obvious reasons. But these are the same people. These are the exact same type of people, I should say, who tried to pull this Rewriting Ripley shit. Let me continue, sorry.
Introduce this player in the game by pointing out how she asked for academics to please respond to the proposed assessment of alt-right Star Wars fandom rabbit holes. Well, once again, I am responding.
Sorry, it's so fast.
Why does this matter, and how does this all tie back to Disney? Well, because when Rewriting Ripley had less than 600 followers on Twitter...
This is the really, I think, kind of devastating part for them. Can I slow this down just a little bit? Yeah, they had when I took the screenshot, or when either I took the screenshot or Data Racer did. I think Data Racer took this screenshot actually. Is it Pablo Hidalgo is following them? They have 600 followers. That's weird.
A number of those followers were Disney employees, namely Lucasfilm Star Wars creative executive Pablo Hidalgo. Hidalgo previously got into some hot water on...
Oh yeah, he made fun of Star Wars Theory. Is that his name? Where Star Wars Theory is that where because he was crying about the Luke Skywalker scene. Yeah. I couldn't remember what his name was. I think when I made this, so I called him a fan. But he is a fan. I mean,
one salty face.
No, he was. I mean, I can understand that. Like it was cool. It was cool. It was before the movie came out, so it was like that's neat to see.
Though.
Like, well, because he's crying because he's a fan of Star Wars and he is excited and emotional to see Luke Skywalker back. I get it. What? How can you make fun of something like this when you're trying to sell a franchise? Do you know what I mean? You're trying to you want people like this to actually love it and be emotional about it. And then you'll see what this little ding-dong said about it.
On Twitter after telling a fan who posted a tearful reaction to the appearance of Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian that, quote, emotions are not for sharing. But this alone was not enough, as he decided to make a screenshot of this.
What a dick.
Emotions are not for sharing? Yeah, I kind of
agree. He made it, yes, but he made it into his Twitter header. Oh, of course you agree with him, fellow Dutchoid.
I didn't even notice that.
I just noticed it now.
I thought you'd think all of us just like synchronize and think the same. We're not women.
Yeah, give me ein Klapp, Papa.
That's fucking German.
That's how you say spank me daddy in Dutch.
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't know why you know Dutch. That.
Because it's really funny.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to confirm something before I chimed in here because there's actually some more information about the Star Wars Theory thing that makes what he did even worse.
Yes.
I wanted to confirm it. So the reason Star Wars Theory had such a strong reaction, and that's I was pretty sure I was correct about this, but I just did some research real quick to make sure. What ended up happening is Star Wars Theory is a cancer survivor, according to that's what I'm reading here. Okay, so if it's incorrect and I'm wrong about this, I apologize, but that's what I remembered, and that's what I'm reading here from what I'm seeing. And he used Luke Skywalker as an inspiration to beat the cancer. So seeing Luke Skywalker come back in the way that he had always like wanted to see him, that's what got him so emotional. So the fact that Pablo Hidalgo not only commented at all, but commented especially without even knowing the context of that kind of stuff, it makes it even worse.
I mean, it would just. Why would you? I mean, if so, and that's true, that totally makes so much more sense. I know that as I was very I was bullied a lot as a kid. I mean, it's very different from cancer, but you know, this is my paltry 1 million perspective. And one of the things that helped, I didn't talk basically for years to anybody. I was too afraid to talk because I was so nervous and I got bullied so badly. And one of the things that allowed me to learn how to talk again was Star Trek, and thinking that like maybe the world would be better in the future. So Star Trek means a lot to me. Yes, I am, sir. and like I remember I was in grad school and I had my on my desk, you know, in the grad office. What was I? Doc school? I don't remember. Grad or doc school, doesn't matter. I always had my little Spock, or my little toys, or what? Not toys, little figurines on my desk. And when Leonard Nimoy passed away, I didn't have to say anything. My advisor walked in and said, Aiden, Becca, take off. You don't have to work today. Go home. And because they didn't have to know. I mean, and that, like, I know how it can come off as really lame. Yes, but this means stuff to people. Do you know what I mean? It really does.
Not really. I can't relate to that.
You can't relate to having some person or some figure in media meaning something to you emotionally?
No.
Nobody in Lord of the Rings?
No.
Not Boromir or something? No. Nobody?
No.
I don't believe you.
Why would I lie?
Because I just don't think I don't think that's actually true. I think you're being flippant. I think there are characters in media. Lie? No, I don't think you're lying intentionally. I just think that you're putting on I'm a big strong man. I don't get emotionally invested in characters.
No, I don't get emotionally invested in characters. This is not a world that I live in.
Okay.
The only time I ever see
a lot of people do have parasocial relationships with characters or with actors.
The performance of people that I get upset with is when my sports stars retire.
Okay, right. Yes. Okay, there you go. With sports. You have it with sports.
Yes, but sports are real.
No, but so was Leonard Nimoy was a real guy, and he died, fiction. Leonard Nimoy was a real man who played a character, and I didn't just love, the character he played. I loved his art. I loved that man, and then he died, and I never got to meet him, which was very upsetting to me because I'm like, oh my god, that's like a real perpetual life sadness there.
So
I messed that one up.
I will mention one name, and you can probably guess my reaction from the name. Father Bjorka.
Okay.
Yeah, that legitimately got a tear out of me.
See, you cried at Last Kingdom. Okay.
Yes, but
how did you not cry when Father Bjorka died? That was awful.
Yeah, but you see,
so
this is the thing. In like a movie, I can't because it's too short.
Sure.
But
we're talking about TV shows here.
Yeah, but like Father Bjorka's there for like 4 series.
4 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when that happens, and just the way that he passed away, I was like,
sorry, have you seen Last Kingdom? TDS? I don't know.
Nope.
It's a good show.
Such a good show.
It's historical fantasy.
And it's because there's only white people, and it's set in the past. It makes me happy.
Spoons always going on. Same guy who did the author. He wrote that other book series. Oh shoot! Don't escape me. Hey Bill. Who is it? What's the other series of the guy who made Last Kingdom?
The author of the book.
Yeah, he wrote another big series that was oh crud. It's the one that has that really all those books that have those really hilarious covers where it's just like a British guy and it's like England. Flashman. It's like England should apologize for the Empire. No. It's just him just standing there in his uniform, and there's some Indian woman like on the floor with her holding his leg, and he's just smiling smugly.
Look at Artemis Fowl in the chat. He's trying to shame me by saying I'm stupid.
No. What are you stupid for?
Because apparently lacking empathy.
That was Sharp, not Flashman, right? Okay.
Lacking empathy and being unable to connect with characters is indicative of low IQ individual. It's also indicative of having far too much estrogen.
No, Spoon just doesn't. Spoon can be very emotionally invested in characters. He's just he gets invested in his Korean movies, and that's how he is.
Oh God, yes, Telltale's good people.
But that's true, Spoon. You get invested in your Korean films and TV shows.
That's because the Koreans know how to act, whereas Westerners can't act themselves out of a freaking sack.
This is yeah, okay. All right, there's Spoon.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Both can.
If you've watched Empress Kai and you know the character Telltale, you will know what I mean.
Anyway, let me continue.
I like him because he's very stoic.
With this segment, and then we'll get back into what's happening now.
This tweet into his Twitter header and then locked his account when he received backlash. It does seem a bit odd that this creative executive would be following an account with less than 600 followers that just started, but hey, maybe it's completely organic and random. However, it's a bit harder to believe when you understand that Michelle, the woman who asked to help Katie with the Rewriting Ripley project, is a social media manager for Lucasfilm.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, it's right there. Like, you're dead to rights on that. Social media manager for @Star Wars. And she wrote this stuff and now is out here again. Now it sounds like we've got new people involved, clearly. But if any of the original people from Rewriting Ripley are still involved in it, we have a direct tie here to Lucasfilm. That Lucasfilm and therefore Disney is involved in this paltry cancellation attempt, which they failed at twice now.
And also manages social media for Nerdist. Further,
not for lack of trying.
Rewriting Ripley notes on their website that one of their writers is a Webby Award winner, but neither Katie nor Lady V have won a Webby. Michelle has, indicating that Michelle is potentially working for the website in some capacity. So let's break down what that means. Michelle is, or at least was, a Lucasfilm employee.
Oh, I forgot that I made my own version of their little stupid chart.
I feel like I need to tell the chat I'm not soulless. I'm just not very heartwarming as a human being.
I forgot I made this stupid version of their chart. Never just trolls the reactionary Raylo network behind Lucasfilm and the fandom pipeline. I forgot I made this. So at the bottom, of course, we have Darth Jar Jar. And then the Geode, if you don't worry about it. Geode is a character in the Star Wars. The Geode is a character in the Star Wars Expanded Universe, as is of course Lego Star Wars Yoda. Also Pablo Hidalgo, Morton Bay, Bethany. She is involved in this. This is another one of the women. I don't really know where she was involved, but she was one of the people who was involved in this. Then Lady B, Michelle, and Katie. So I'm just glad that I got Darth Jar Jar on here. I forgot I made this stupid chart.
Down what that means. Michelle is, or at least was, a Lucasfilm employee, specifically a social media manager. She reached out publicly on social media to work with Katie and Lady V, both self-professed Raylos, on what would become the Rewriting Ripley site. And there seems to be some evidence that she is working on that website due to the mention of the Webby Award. Despite being a brand new podcast and project with about 600 followers on Twitter, within a few weeks of starting this up, major higher-ups at Lucasfilm began following Rewriting Ripley. What's the first big thing that Rewriting Ripley then does? Well, it's published what can only be described as a hit piece with a thin veneer of scientism aimed at people critical of the Star Wars sequels, written by Raylos, an almost undeniably toxic aspect of the fanbase, if any fanbase can be described as such, and with seemingly both the—
Yeah, I went over that extensively in the full video, which is that they keep complaining about toxic fandoms, but I don't know, TDS, you'd probably be more familiar with this than Spoon would. Is there any aspect of the Star Wars fandom that's more toxic than freaking Raylos? I can't...
Not that I can think of. I do think that the overall fandom, especially the pro Star Wars stuff, has become a lot more toxic in the past couple of years, especially since this original campaign was launched, which leads into this kind of second one, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, Raylos
the Acolyte
are definitely
stuff,
up there.
Yeah, and the Acolyte stuff, which is strangely, it's pro Star Wars, and it's bizarre how it's come around, because originally people who were very pro Star Wars, they were the negative, they were the bad people. You like Star Wars, so you're bad because you don't like the new stuff. And seemingly they want this new fan base, the people who like the Acolyte, all 10 of them, and then they tend to be extremely toxic because I hate to use that term, but that's the term they use. So where if you don't like the exact same thing that they like, which almost no one does besides people who like fan fiction, then they'll come after you and go fuck with your discourse, right? Make a diss track on you, I suppose. So bizarre. That all of that was. I felt like I was having a fever dream when that diss track came out. It didn't feel like reality.
Direct and indirect ties to Lucasfilm from before the project even got really rolling. I must ask you, dear viewer, do you think the Rewriting Ripley post, the supposedly scientific analysis that we have just discussed, was made with malice, or was this just an organic response to an organic response, which they conveniently claim in their so-called analysis was also not an organic response?
Right, so that was the clip from my video that took a look at it. So here's what's happening now. So they contacted YouTube and they said, "Thanks for reaching out. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up." Do you recall who they? I think they. Who all did they? There was a bunch of people. Yeah, sure.
So what they did was, what was interesting is the Rewriting Ripley account has still been there. It's been there for years, and it just hadn't done anything since like 2 years ago. And then suddenly, and they posted before any of the other content creators involved with this. They posted 1 minute before any of them. So it was very coordinated. They posted a video where they edited things together.
Oh, let's see that.
Of Geeks and Gamers and Ryan and everybody talking about the Acolyte and Amanda Stenberg, and they made it look like a news report and made it like about relating to Milo Yiannopoulos, which was really really
I
weird.
saw that.
Oh yeah,
and then
let me find that. Hang on.
From that, they demanded that YouTube deplatform everybody, and they made 2 posts specifically underneath it, like to explain, here's what here's our evidence, and a bunch of pro Star Wars YouTubers posted out that kind of thing.
It was from
as well.
It was from 2007 because the clip in it that featured Milo, he's using like the white power thing that was a 4chan troll. That was
It was from
years
2000, ago. I think 2016. It was from 2018 from Ghostbusters.
Is anyone not blocked by them?
Yeah, because it was Leslie Jones.
Hang on, I'll try to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blocked by them.
I'm
super blocked by them. Let me see.
I'm not, by the way.
Oh, Spoon, you go find it because then it would like you have to log into Twitter. You have to log into Twitter. But if you can find
it'll be right up there because it's literally one of the only things they've tweeted in the past 2 years. I archived all. So this person posting here
look them up.
is the new person who is posting behind the Rewriting Ripley person. It is the name goes by Informal Majesty.
Oh no! That's an old one. That's actually one of the old ones. That person that's Katie. That's Katie.
Well, yes, but Katie is now the one who's posting for the Rewriting Ripley account. If you actually go look at it, it actually even admits as much.
Yeah. Okay.
And she was, of course, tweeting and retweeting all the people involved who were posting this campaign, which I made a post about how satisfying that was.
Can't get to load properly.
Can you guys see that?
Let me try to.
Spoon, I'll have to do it from an. I'll do it. I can do it from. Hang on, let me just change my.
Just browser, yeah.
I can.
Just change my browser.
Let me grab that image.
One moment.
I'm going to try to convert the image so you can use it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Even when I saved it,
it's saved as a web document. So that's why I think it's. So here, let me see now. It should be. I just converted it, so it should hopefully be able to. You should be able to zoom into it now.
Okay. Before I load that up, I'm going to switch my screen over here to.
Open in browser again.
Yeah, it keeps doing that to me.
You want me to just post it on my timeline and you can just go to mine?
Well, it's whatever. Let's watch this.
Let's see if this works. Maybe I just pushed the wrong one. Yeah, I think that should be right now. Oh, it keeps saying open in browser. That is so weird.
Yeah, it keeps. But I saved it and it was still kind of.
I saved it as it's saved as a actual.
Hold on,
I converted it.
While we wait for that, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Okay, no, wait, hold on a second. Just.
This is their new video they posted after 2 years of inactivity.
Right.
So.
Right. 2 years of inactivity. And then they posted this. Okay.
Cringe.
All right, let's watch.
A number of users are exploiting their platforms to spread hate.
Leslie Jones was subjected to incredibly vicious attacks on Twitter.
I don't say anything I don't believe, but of course I do say things in a way that is going to...
Why? Milo Yiannopoulos, who is completely irrelevant. He sells little statuettes of the Virgin Mary now because he's an anti... He's a D-gay. I don't know.
No, he's not. That's a freaking lie.
No one believes that.
Yeah,
but sure, he's not gay now because he found Jesus. Look, I also found Jesus, Milo, but come on now.
Elicit a response from people.
Sparking outrage, spraying vitriol at many, and helping to legitimize a movement of negativity growing on the internet.
There's been...
Sorry, I just like realized you got me scroll a little bit.
I just love how
this video was so bizarre from her, where she's just sitting there like playing with her hair. And
she's basically trying to tell us that she doesn't have enough time for us, so she has to do it while she's doing her hair. She was like a very power move. We're trying to do it. It came off as cringe. But
I think that's what it was. I agree. I think that's what it was. It's like, oh, I'm so bored by this, even though I can't stop commenting on it. When no other actress or actor does this kind of thing, like you get told by your handlers not to do this kind of shit because it always makes it worse.
Backfires, yeah.
Yes, doesn't matter what you say. It really doesn't matter what you say.
I love the 2016 news narrator vibe it still goes by.
Yeah,
it's like spreading an online of hate. It's like so cringe. Don't say shit like
actually,
that.
what they're trying to do with this video is they're trying to actually say that Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic, whatever, are taking a page out of Milo Yiannopoulos' playbook when he criticized the Ghostbusters. I think it was 2016, right? I think it was 2016.
Is that what they're trying to say?
So,
well, that's why they're bringing
They're
up,
literally trying to say with this video.
I didn't even get that.
Well, because they're going back and digging into the old dirt pile or whatever.
I get that, but considering this was so long ago, and considering people's brains have been completely shot thanks to the likes of like TikTok and YouTube Shorts, the idea that anyone in the mainstream media who's watching this stuff is going to give a flying shit about something that 8 years ago is an absurd tactic.
That's why they didn't go to the mainstream media. That's what I wanted to show you guys with the archive image, is that they went to pro Star Wars YouTubers, a bunch of them, and all of them in sync posted out their message over and over and over again. Yeah. And I put one, you can see one, I put one in big from Star Wars Explained, one half of Star Wars Explained, Molly Damon is in here. And you can see that she's posting the same images that I put it in the Discord farther up.
I don't know why
she's posting those two images that were posted by Rewriting Ripley.
Yes, I'll get to those.
Underneath that post. So literally, she was one of many creators who are literally all in sync posting this out, adding YouTube and demanding they deplatform people.
Yes.
So they clearly knew that the mainstream media wouldn't take them seriously anymore because there really isn't anything for them to use. So they went to people who they knew would just take them seriously based on the fact that they just hate, geeks and gamers and everything else involved with that.
Yes. I still can't get that.
I mean, I have to give them credit for that. That's a pretty decent move, but it didn't work.
I mean, I still can't get that image to go. It's all blurry for me. I don't know what the hell's up. But so in the image that, and I absolutely believe that this is true. I'm not doubting it, of course. But so, and I'll have it. It's just on stream live. It's just whatever. I'm sure we've got the data there, but. So they're out here again doing the same stuff.
Archive of it.
No, I mean it's fine. But so they're still out here saying that geeks and gamers and stuff are
they're basically saying that they're spreading hate and they're attacking Amanda Stenberg and that they deserve to be deplatformed. Oh, okay, yes. Perfect. I have a Ghost archive link.
Okay,
that works pretty well. So you should be able to see pretty much everything that's going on. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
That you'll be able to look at her thing. It's got most of it. You can see how she's retweeting anybody who's talking about it, including Grayson from Minute Nerd News, who actually did a campaign to attack Nerdrotic not that long ago.
Yes, I recall that. Right.
And you can see Informal Majesty just tweeting out all this stuff, and so that's literally, see, right there. That's another pro Star Wars YouTuber who's posting the same things that they're posting. They all did it in lockstep, trying to get people deplatformed because they couldn't abide by the fact that
citing Taylor Lorenz? Yes, they're citing Taylor Lorenz.
That is a desperate move.
Oh my God, you have to blur out Temple's face. You might trigger somebody. This is crazy.
I feel like the beanie would instantly give it away who it is.
It didn't get everything. It stopped after 21 hours, but you can see you get a bunch. There's also the person who I was talking about earlier, Kyle Katarn, is one of the posts there.
Grayson. I know the Grayson person is a lunatic.
He doesn't like me very much.
Oh, really? I'm shocked. Kyle Katarn.
But yeah, if you go down towards the end, you'll find Kyle Katarn, which is one of the people who I don't think he directly attacked me, but I think that there's something odd going on there. Should be right after.
There he is. There we go. Yeah. Sure, ego it takes to listen to an actor talk about their experience dealing with racism and harassment. Oh, whoops. Oh no, I've done a thing. Racism and harassment, and then feel compelled to make a response video is absolutely staggering. Well, she didn't talk about her experience with racism and harassment. She made a freaking rap that was awful. How could you not expect people to laugh at it?
You were not the first people of color in movies.
People didn't like either.
Well, it was so funny. It was again, like, you made it was very. We'll get to this document here in a minute, but God Lord, they've never stopped. They keep going on and on about this. This Kyle Katarn guy. I'm not familiar with him, but you said he's been a.
He's named after a character in the Jedi Academy series.
Here you go. Let me see if I can find it. I'm trying to find the link to it on my end. I have a link that explains a little bit about how this involves me. because I've been, people don't know already, I've been kind of very vocal and very having on a crusade to kind of get rid of bots on Twitter. I've taken down a bot network that was behind farming lots of revenue. I've cataloged a bunch of bots promoting Disney products and whatever. And apparently, so much so that actually people from Twitter got in touch with me, and I'm kind of working with them. Not really, but kinda.
Hey, you know what? If you can get rid of bots, I'm down with that. Let's go. Because the website is absolutely disgustingly full of them.
Me. But here's where we can start. Here's where we can start. If you want to go into this, or you want to go into the document, we can go there. But here's where I come into it. This tweet explains kind of. I made a thread giving awareness of this because this was just ridiculous. As soon as I took down that bot network, which was involved in one of the biggest Disney posts that I found, this is what happened.
Right. Okay. So a month ago, do you want to read this?
You want to read it, or I can read it?
You go ahead. It's your post. Go ahead, friend.
I said, please share this thread. A month ago, I helped Twitter/X support take down major accounts behind a bot network called VNXNet, which was exploiting Twitter's X/X's ad revenue sharing. Details in the video. Since then, I faced daily attacks from bot accounts and had my content stolen and uploaded to other platforms. I'm sharing this to raise awareness about these issues and to better inform people about what I'm dealing with. And as you can see, there's a screenshot, and you'll notice they were very annoyed at me because you can clearly see that they put fair use disclaimers all around the video.
Interesting.
It's literally one of my videos specifically, like the entire thing, just uploaded. And with this random account. Now, that was annoying, but they're a small channel, right? Why is that interesting to me? Why is that important?
Yeah.
Well, I followed up on the thread. I said, I've tried to ignore the situation, but it's been very difficult. Every day I get random replies from bot accounts notifying me that my content has been stolen, altered, and uploaded to other platforms. And I said, here is some examples. So if you'll look right in the post right below, you'll see that
I can't scroll down to it because I think I'm logged out or something. Oh, I think it's I'm in incognito mode. But let me try to move this to another thingy. Dude.
It should be right below.
It should be fine.
It's really, really weird because you'll see that this is there. Look underneath there. You'll see. And they not only took my videos, they also took and at one point covered my head with the head of It's a Gundam, which was
Why would they do that?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at how many these are. I get them every day. Look at this. Click them. Look at this. Random conversation. I was talking about Alyssa Mercante, and then I got this bot. And this is on Rumble. Then you go to the next one. It's on TikTok. You go to the next one. It's on BitChute. Then it's on Getter. Then it's on here. And I get these every single day. And then look below that. As you can see, this is my same video uploaded 3 times onto YouTube. Under the name Why a Sweatshop in Ho Chi Minh City Loves Disney or Loves She-Hulk. And you can see there's my video, and they just covered me with It's a Gundam. And I called that out, and they responded with, so.
The fuck? This is him? This is people who are running it? Mike Lit?
No, these are bot accounts. All the things that you're looking at are random accounts that pop up out of nowhere and literally just respond to my posts with links to my video off platform. No idea why. I was just trying to ignore it. But it's really annoying when I'm talking about something that's completely unrelated and these bots just pop up in my comments or spam my posts. And I just found it very strange. And I've been having it happen for a while, and it was kind of annoying.
This is so weird.
But here's the thing. Recently, they went away from that. What did they do instead? They decided to basically... Let me see if I can find the post. They decided to instead try to discredit me. I guess that's what they're trying to do. I can't really.
This is so bizarre.
Here's a thread where I call out Kyle Katarn because one of the bots popped up in my comments on another post randomly that same day when the campaign was going, and you can see, look, it's posting now. But if you look at that and go, okay, maybe that's just somebody. Quote tweeting. Look down below. Click down below, right below it. You'll see I give some examples of how this has been happening. Click some of those. Look at some of those. You can tell me if it looks like the same people doing this.
See all the bots. Yeah. Sid or
and then
Dink.
The next one. It's just
cool.
There's another one.
Skippy.
See?
Rusty Strap on.
It's really weird names. But if you go back to he basically said he had no idea. But if you look back at the top one. Where it shows that it was a fake Kyle Katarn, you see he's posting the same
Yeah.
So this is the real one. This is the real one saying he has no idea, and he basically thought it was funny. He's like, "Hello, report the guy for impersonation." Lol. Like it's funny. I don't
to be fair, I'm being impersonated right now on Twitter, and Twitter is not doing anything to take care of it. But
but see, he quote tweeted with that video, and that video is the same video. The same video that these other bots have been uploading, and then you could say, okay, maybe that's just a coincidence, right? Maybe this is one of his alt accounts, and he's just responding. Here we go. Take a look at this.
This is a fake account. Yeah, you can see 10 followers. So this is a fake account.
Take a look at this. Randomly, before I went offline, you can see he uploaded my video, the same video that the Kyle Katarn, if you look up on YouTube and click the link that the Elmo Lester guy posted.
Elmo Lester.
What channel uploaded this?
Oh, it's called Katam. Oh, how curious.
So again, this random account, and I said, if you wanted to let me know that I was right about the bots attacking me being linked, you just kind of proved it. Not very intelligent, are you?
They're so dumb about this. Like, they're so unelegant.
That's the thing that confused me. Because you see, I looked at this and went, okay, let's say this is the guy who I took down the bot network for, right? Why would you waste your resources doing this? Like, what are you proving? You're trying to discredit me, but why? Why? If you have the ability to do that, you could just do whatever you want.
I think because they're an actual crazy person, my dude. I think that's actually they don't have anything else going on. I don't know.
That's what I thought until a bunch of coincidences, and I say coincidences lightly, happened. I made a post. I made a thread defending. Let me see if I can find the original. I can't find the bots have already been taken care of on that post, but I can find where I posted about how curious it was that my post was being spammed by bots when I defended people. It was so weird. Let me see. I'm trying to get to it. It should be right. Where are we? Oh, here we go. And you can see how much this happens to me every single day. And you can clearly see with the images that the post that I had literally made was being spammed with a ton of bots. And if you look at you look down below and there, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, look, Now, sometimes I would say occasionally, normal responses will just be like, "Oh, it's offensive."
Yeah, but there was none. You click it and it either shows a bot or it shows nothing, and the responses are gone now. But I just kind of said how weird it was that it was happening, and I dug into it a little more. And what do you know? I found out that same VNXNet account that was I took down.
Yeah, let's get into this
is back online as of 6 hours before that they made that post.
So there is an obvious concerted effort. I think that we have to be clear. It's Disney Star Wars in some form or another involved with this.
Let me show this video will explain kind of what I'm dealing with better than anything. And then we can go on to other things. But this, if anybody's having trouble understanding kind of what this is and what this people are doing, they brag about it.
Yes, they do.
They brag about it. So here you go. This is a video I posted that someone was using to farm the money. Using this tool to farm money and whatever. And look at this video. Play it. It's 20 seconds. Like this video. And if anybody has any doubt that there's something really weird going on here, look at this.
Understand again
because I think it has some music. But if you watch, he has this is a bunch of accounts being opened at once.
Look how many. This is like 50 different Twitter accounts. Or something like that.
That's 30. Only one monitor.
And just on one monitor. He's got another monitor.
He pans to another monitor that there's a whole other amount of them. So again, and I found it weird that they had just started back up again 6 hours previous.
And I've commented
on it, and
I've certainly seen it happen.
And that's when the Kyle Katam account popped up, which is the first time they've disguised themselves as like a pro Star Wars YouTuber, which I found very strange because I couldn't really see, like, why would you waste your time? You've been using bots that were like nothing. Why would you waste your time coming after me with an account that you made to look like somebody else now? Especially someone I don't have any interaction with who had me blocked for ages. And to me, how I read it is it almost comes off as like a taunt. Like a haha, we know you're on to us, but you can't say anything or do anything.
I think that's exactly what it is that they're taunting you essentially of saying, yeah, like, well, you can't, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Well, I mean, what are you going to do about it? Losers, you're going to get wrecked because as much as they're trying to do it, the reality is that they got shut down. They tried really, really hard, and it doesn't appear to have worked for them. So here's what they released a document, of course, because that's what they like to do. Okay. Last week, actor Amanda Stenberg, they, posted candid comments to Instagram about the rampage of bigotry and vitriol. What is up with their adoption of the word vitriol? I find that interesting. It's something of a linguist myself. I do find it interesting when they appear to have adopted certain words. So vitriol appears to be their new word that she has received since leading the cast The Acolyte, a show that failed and was cancelled within one season because not even the Reylos could back it up. Excuse me, the latest addition to the Star Wars universe. Stenberg's experience is not new. Really. In fact, this known tactic was initially provoked by former Breitbart news editor Milo Yiannopoulos. Why are they bringing Milo into this? Yeah, Milo, he's not relevant anymore, but they are. They're still bringing him into it. As we've seen, they keep bringing him into it, even though he has not been relevant for years. Who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones under the guise of film criticism. Apparently you can't criticize certain people. After prolonged insults against her Ghostbusters... Why? This is 10 years old, nearly. 8 years old. This Ghostbusters shit. No, 2024. It was Ghostbusters 2014. This is 10 years damn old. What are you still on about? It's a decade old, this garbage. They're still on about it. Crazy. Her Ghostbusters character, resulted in harassment campaign against Jones on Twitter. Yiannopoulos claimed Jones was playing the victim. Well, she did when she called for action against the harassment. I mean, she did that. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones's experience. You mean the reality versus her fictional narrative. Yeah, her lived experience, sure. Resulted in Yiannopoulos being banned from Twitter. Is that why Milo was banned from Twitter? Was that actually it? I forgot. Well, I forgot because it was 10 years ago, dude. Is that
he's Milo back now?
Right. But he was banned from Twitter for making. He was banned from Twitter for making fun of Leslie Jones in Ghostbusters 2014. Wowee. Oh, why no? He's selling like statues of the Virgin Mary or something. I don't know. No. When you say that, that sounds very homosexual. He's having a thing with Fuentes. That's not helping my previous statement. That's not helping my previous statement. Oh. Well, I'll see AA's comment, but it's two gay men pretending it's like, who can be less gay by impregnating a woman? Okay, great. Fantastic. Well, I look forward to see who can win in the gay-off, I suppose. Anyway, as fans of the Star Wars franchise, we have tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continuously drive prolonged insults and harassment against marginalized actors and members of our community. Oh no. Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. What? So you just can't dislike something if the person who stars in it apparently
is not white.
Is black. Is not white. Yeah. Now they did this before, and they bring up Rose Tico here. And I when I was going through my old video, I remember when the Rose Tico thing was the topic du jour, which was, well, you have to love Rose Tico because she's an Asian woman. Rose Tico sucks, and she's very boring, and she has no character. I don't dislike Rose Tico because Kelly Marie Tran is Vietnamese. I dislike Rose Tico because she's a very boring non-character. I dislike Rey Skywalker because she's a boring non-character. I dislike everyone in the Acolyte because they are boring non-characters. It's not that complicated. Just make interesting characters and I'll like them. I even thought Smilo Ren was an interesting sort of concept if they could have followed through with it correctly, but they didn't because it was just a bunch of fan fiction, you know? Channel, they go on about Kelly Marie Tran, as always, blah, 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 geeks and gamers, hateful comments. Kelly Marie Tran claimed, and by the way, I talked about this in my video 3 years ago, is that Kelly Marie Tran was never able to produce any evidence that she was harassed. Even on the internet, which, I don't know, hey, everybody here, in the chat including, but TDS, Spoon, has anyone ever said anything mean to you on the internet?
No, never. I am so very loved. I never get hateful comments ever. I don't have a series called Stop Being So Stupid where I make fun of people who do that. No, not at all.
I have seen the transcript that Tran herself produced of the hateful comments she received on Instagram, and they were the most tepid stuff I've ever seen. It was so tepid.
I had someone tell me recently that I can't be a fan of. I'm not Jewish because I'm a fan of Disney. If I'm not a fan of Disney Star Wars, I can't be Jewish.
What?
How does that make sense?
I don't know. I literally made a post about it. I was so like confused. I'm like, why are you doing this? It's apparently there's
so your Jew card is contingent on you liking Star Wars.
Yeah. Look at this. Here you go. I put it in the chat for you guys if you want to look at it. You aren't fooling anyone. All of the anti-Star Wars stuff seems to quickly associate with similar criticism as overly anti-Semitic. And I'm like, wait, what? Are you trying to insinuate that because I don't like Disney Star Wars, I must not be Jewish? If so, I find that hilarious.
What?
I don't even know how they got to that.
No, I don't either.
They really don't like me.
Well, the thing is that like they'll jump to anything and everything, right?
Is that a female?
You know, allegedly. I
don't know.
Well, I don't know. Allegedly. I mean, Uchi.
Do they have pronouns in their bios?
No. Block guy JK.
Intersectional justice and equity.
Oh, no. No, they're trans. They're trans. There you go. Anyway. Well, who could have seen that coming?
Cringe.
So weird.
Well, it's part of their... Because their identity is part of their politics.
You do realize if we were to ever come to like a different regime and like their sort of clique no longer has any social relevance, I really wonder what's going to happen to like literally thousands of these people. Like the entire worldview is just going to be like, you don't matter. Yeah, you're going to be
they only exist. They only can exist in kind of this weird milieu of their own creation where we have a job based on
I think
loving things that everyone else hates and being paid for it.
I feel like if you were to change,
or pretending to love it, I should say,
they would immediately glob onto the next thing. Mm-hmm. Because they're just attracted to power.
They don't care.
There's no real reality to any of that shit because the whole thing isn't real anyway. So
Geeks and Gamers and Arcade Outpost frequently co-host the live stream Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's YouTube channel. 1.1 million subscribers. Got to make sure that we tell you how popular it is. Where the three channels have made profitable business reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars, Captain Marvel, and The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, to name a few. Amandla is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Together, Geeks and Gamers, Arcade Outpost, and Nerdrotic have led the charge against Amandla even before the release of The Acolyte. Well, we could all see what was about to happen, homie. Like, it wasn't difficult to understand what you were about to... It's like that thing where that meme where someone's shitting on a plate and they're clearly taking a shit on the plate. It's like, well, it's not out yet. How do you know you don't like it? You're shitting on a plate. I have a pretty good idea that it's going to be shit. Producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandla and the Acolyte since May. These channels have asserted that Amandla is vapid and narcissistic. She is. The adult pretender. Don't know what that means. Dumb, half-black bitch for defending herself against racism. These channels have gaslit Amandla by claiming she is playing the victim card. Well, she did. We all saw the video that you made, Amandla.
Don't make me pull up my diss track.
Yeah, don't make me pull up my diss track. With Arcade Outpost...
I made a diss track countering her, so...
Did you? Oh, wait. No, I haven't seen your diss track. Wait, I haven't seen it.
I have made two of them.
Oh,
no. What, I haven't seen either one.
So bad.
Let me see. I'm curious. I didn't know you'd made diss tracks. You've never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch. Yeah, you Norwegian. This woman, like, she's grown up in such privilege. She's half Norwegian. She's just like, but I'm black, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. Like, you're half Norwegian. Okay. Or is it, no, she's not Norwegian, Danish. There we go.
It's amazing to me that between
apologize.
those two kind of ethnicities, you go with the weaker one.
No, you understand why, Spoon. Is because
no, I know. I obviously
being Danish
why.
doesn't get her any bona fides.
Yeah.
Doesn't get her any accolades. So she doesn't want that. Action required. Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment by a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube's inaction, which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. It's concerning to us that targeted marginalized actors and other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans, whereas the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires, come on YouTube. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well. Just to be clear, what they were going for was not to actually even get the channel shut down. It was just to get them deplatformed.
Demonetized.
Yes. Or not deplatformed, demonetized. Thank you.
Well, no. They first said it was they first said that, and then they everybody was following up with like, oh no, we don't want it taken down. We just want it demonetized because they could get in huge trouble for doing that.
Yes. Right. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play.
We don't want you evicted from your house. We just want you to no longer be able to pay the rent.
However, content uploaded by geeks and gamers, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic is not opinion or criticism. In other words, if you say things that we don't like, it's not an opinion nor criticism. It is prolonged, targeted harassment against women of color. We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. So that is clear about what they wanted. They did not actually want, allegedly.
They don't actually care about racism. They just
no. They want you to be broke. That's what they want. They want you to not have money for doing this. So
YouTube told them to
no.
To go fuck themselves.
Told them no.
No, we're not going to demonetize these very successful YouTube channel. Well, what are you going to do? So yes, YouTube says nope. Thanks for reaching out. We just heard back.
This is a threat. This is totally a threat.
It is a threat.
Ripley, if you read it.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. It is. Thanks for reaching out. Just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. We totally understand you may not agree with this decision, but we reviewed the video very carefully against our policies. At Team YouTube, this is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns. Okay. Proven by saying this video when there are 10 plus videos in question. So again, they're trying to get everyone deplatformed. However, thank you for confirming. Oh, sorry.
I do want to clarify. This is something that they said, and they're really stupid. It shows how stupid they are. What they were saying was that they looked over the content and they looked over your video very carefully, the stupid Milo Yiannopoulos video very carefully against their policies. That's what they're saying.
Yes. So we looked at your video where you were showing all the supposed evidence, which we watched, which was like a minute long, where you claim there's all these big nasty content creators who are coming after you, which showed nothing, honestly. I mean, that video showed nothing. Did I play the whole thing even? I don't remember. Did I play the whole thing?
Don't bother.
No. Who cares?
Pull a bunch of things out of context. It's not
whatever. So like, but it's like 2 minutes long. They just call everybody big nasty naughty people. I mean, I don't think it matters. So here they go. By the way, also, this is not how the report system works. You can't report 10 videos at once. You have to go report every single video independently. You can't go report 15 videos in one go. And you need to have a lot of evidence. Now, I've only really had to report maybe 2 videos. And it was just because they had just totally re-uploaded mine. Just nothing added, just totally re-uploaded my video. That's the only time I've had to report videos on YouTube. Was they just directly re-uploaded mine. And it's only happened a couple times over like 7 years. And then they were able. Did that happen to you? Or someone just re-uploaded your stuff? Yeah. It happens every once in a while. And it's just like, that's the only time I'd have an issue. If you're commenting, obviously I don't care. But if you're just re-uploading it, that's the only time that I would be, don't do that, please. So they respond then again. Additionally, I'd like to point out, Team YouTube, nobody in the Star Wars fandom has requested select videos be removed. Really? You sure about that?
This is what you just asked for. So that's...
Are you sure about that? That no one, including yourselves, has requested individual videos be removed? Because I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure a lot of people on your sort of side did, if you'd like to use that terminology. But this sentence is unbelievable. No one in the Star Wars fandom has requested select videos be removed. Simply that a handful of YouTube channels be demonetized. We're not asking you to take the videos down. We're asking you to demonetize the entire channel. Just simply. What? This is unfathomable in the audacity. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, we're not asking for videos to come down. We're just asking you to demonetize entire channels and destroy their livelihoods. Just a simple request. To people who get millions and millions of views. YouTube, just make sure that they don't get any money. These people are demonstrably evil. I don't know how else you describe it.
I wouldn't even demonstrably evil. It's just like really petty.
Yes, it is petty because they got in trouble, you know.
Because it's evil, and it's just like a bunch of imps poking you in the shin, going doing it well. I'm like, fuck off, you tiny peasant twats.
I mean, they're going to keep going at it. I have some other news.
YouTube
about
just
some
needs to go no.
Dumb stuff. Well, YouTube did go no. YouTube told them to fuck off.
I don't think this is the end of them.
I don't think this is the end of them.
I can't. I have no evidence of this, but I do want to say that I think the original kind of not that long ago when someone went after Nerdrotic specifically in that post clearly had some bot attention that I exposed in a video about it.
Right. Yes.
I'm wondering if that was a trial run because it just the timing seems so convenient. And if you look, who's the person that Informal Majesty is retweeting most of the time? Grayson, the person who spearheaded the first one. So I can't help but wonder, what's going on there?
I think perhaps what's happened is there's been enough time in between that they think now they can kind of get away from the fact that we all know about them. And we know all of their background BS. But clearly they are perturbed that YouTube didn't just go along with their bullying.
They have no power anymore and they're scared.
Yes, I think they are. I think they're scared. However, I do believe they still probably have ties to Lucasfilm, and they probably still have some tie to Pablo Hidalgo. But how much does that mean anymore? Or does it mean anything?
Probably not much.
I think it might not mean anything anymore. Maybe it meant something in 2021.
YouTube is basically like the last place where they think they have any pull. If YouTube decides to just go fuck off, they're basically screwed.
Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about some other media catastrophes.
Oh God, yeah.
Because this was interesting. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. If you want to start to, do you know about the money involved here, Spoon?
I do, yes.
Okay, so
this
you're
in the
aware
Norwegian
of this.
one.
Yeah, we'll read the opening and then I'll be right back. Norwegian Film Institute says market potential was a major factor in decision to fund Dustborn with taxpayer money. So, if you're not aware, this game Dustborn...
Oh, hold on a second. Shut up. If you needed the state to intervene, and that's bullshit.
You didn't know this, Spoon.
That is the dumbest excuse I've ever heard.
The Norwegian government paid for this game.
Market potential, my asshole.
And they said, because they thought that Americans would want to play it, essentially.
Americans can't even identify where Norway is on a map.
But I mean, look, even Americans aren't this fucked. Or we would want to play this game. So I'll do this right here. I'll be right back. It'll take me about a minute. Be right back, lads.
I don't know how disconnected these people are with reality.
Let me zoom in a little bit for you.
It's an admission that absolutely warrants a full review of their own standards, and fucking sanity for that matter. The Norwegian Film Institute has confirmed that their personal perception of the game's market potential played a major role in their decision to fund Dustborn development with taxpayer money. I would like to know how many women were involved in this decision. Because I know for a fact no sane man that has a pair of functioning testicles would ever subject the fucking taxpayer money to this bunch of shit. Disclaimer: the article cites information provided by the YouTube news outlet Midnight's Edge. This article's author has a personal and working relationship with the channel's co-host Tom Connors and is friendly with the founder, a name I'm not even going to try and bother to pronounce. Andre something. And get back here. I can't make the thingy scroll and go down. This is what it's normally like when Aiden is missing. I have to say wacky shit and entertain the chat like a dancing monkey. God, the game looks terrible.
It works. It works.
Yeah, usually for the most part. I've seen Arch play this. It's not very often I see a game and my immediate reaction is, I want to destroy this. I want to destroy and ruin anyone who's ever been involved and even looked at this for more than 5 seconds. It's just like, it enrages me.
I mean, have you played like Life is Strange?
No.
TDS, have you played Life is Strange at least, I suppose? That would be, I think, the closest thing to
first one before they...
Yeah. Yeah, before they... right, I think it's the right way to describe it, before they... The first one...
What else can I say before it went... Ugh. Like, that's it.
I agree, that's why I said that's the right way to describe it, because, yeah, the first game was fine. It's very hipstery, it's very girly, but it was... I mean, the SJW kind of character in it is hateable. And she's intended, I think, to be quite dislikable. Because she's a crazy person. The blue-haired one, you know? Who brings a gun to school, right? Like, you know, she's not, I think, really portrayed as a particularly...
He who brings a gun to school will end up shooting everyone.
She's not portrayed as a particularly likable character, I'll give it that way. And I don't know, I haven't played the game in 10 years or something like that, but I think the first Life is Strange was a fine game, and it, however, spawned all of this other stuff, right? So, of course, this game, which is just every character is repulsive physically and socially, psychologically. Like, these are just, like, they're all bad people, they're ugly, and they're bad people. So there's nothing...
And they have the power to bully and cancel and
we'll get
all this
there.
stuff, because that's cool.
Because it is cool. Now, remember, you know, I made a video about this not too long ago, maybe a year ago, which was about how there's an extraordinary amount of research and evidence. It shows that people who lean to the left are actually really kind of evil in that they enjoy getting one up on other people. They want to have more than you. When they say redistribute wealth, what they mean by that, I'm saying this is in the data, is redistribute wealth, but I get the lion's share. When they say we want everyone to be equal, I am more equal than others. I'm not joking. Like it's like it's in the literature. It's in my video called "The Dark Side of Morality." You can find all of the evidence there. I'm not making this shit up. Just how they behave. So, I mean, and a video like this is, or excuse me, a video game like this is indicative of that paradigm. So, yeah, it's established in 2008 as a Royal Film Archival organization under the supervision of the Royal Norwegian Ministry of Culture, the NFI, has since expanded its operations to provide a variety of support, such as funding, distribution, and general development to projects originating from the Scandinavian country. To be eligible for funding assistance in particular, a given project must meet at least 3 of the following criteria. Midnight's Edge, by the way, did an interview with one of the people who's involved in this, and she wouldn't really say anything specific, but the TLDR is that, yes, they got a bunch... This entire stupid project was paid for by the Norwegian government, basically. The work has originally been written in the Norwegian or Sami language. It was not, by the way. So they did not meet the criteria to get the funding, and yet they got the funding anyway. It was not written in Norwegian or in Sami. The main theme is connected to Norwegian history or culture or social conditions. It was not. The action takes place in Norway or another EEA country. It takes place in Canada. The work contains significant contributions from rights holders or artists residing in Norway or another EEA country. I don't know about that. But it fails on 3 of the 4 criteria inherent. So this game that was paid for by the Norwegian government under these criteria did not meet these criteria. It's a game about Canadians or Americans going to Canada so they can cancel people. You know? That's... don't know how you really get around that. And so yes, we did talk about this before on the stream, but a major component of the gameplay itself is that you cancel our enemies. You cancel people who disagree with you, and you just insult them and tell them to shut up.
You know the phrase "any publicity is bad," or "any publicity is good publicity."
Yes.
Yeah, I get the impression leftists basically run on that, because if they didn't make anything shit, like monopolize the market, like the reason why they need to denigrate things that are actually good and then make slop is because if they just made the slop without like a competing better thing, they wouldn't be seen.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the only way they can be seen, is just to be hated.
Well, I wonder about that. And I always do wonder about this as a genuine question. I think the people who make this stuff, they genuinely think it's good.
Yeah,
because they're just drawing themselves and they're just putting themselves into a video game, so they like it because it's like, oh, just me, it's me. I'm in the video game.
Yeah, but
I'm in the cartoon.
That's
or whatever.
the thing, is they don't care to change to appeal to people. That's their whole thing. Is society must conform to me, so I'm going to bully everyone no matter how much I'm hated, as long as I'm seen for it. I legitimately think that's how they operate.
I agree. This is bizarre, though, because, again, this was all funded by the Norwegian government, and now the Norwegian government's got to eat the money on this, of paying for this stupid crap. And I think the reality is, and I think this is really where we find the dichotomy, is that the people who like Star Wars, I mean, like, let's just go back to Star Wars. The people
Look at her miserable face. Dear God.
Yes. But the people who like,
why does it like she has jizz on her chin?
Spoon.
What?
Let me finish my point.
All right.
The people who like original Star Wars, they are talking about there's universal themes there, just as there are in Tolkien. We're talking about the hero's journey. Universal characters. People, it doesn't matter where you're from on planet Earth, if you're from Norway, or if you're from America, if you're from India, if you're from Russia, if you're from Africa, it doesn't matter. Everyone can identify with Luke Skywalker, right? That's the hero's journey character. He is a universally identifiable character. Nobody can identify with this, except for the person who made it. The person whose character this is their vitiligo. This is representing me because I have vitiligo or whatever. That represents you. That where we're missing, and why this shit always misses the mark, in my opinion, is because they don't know how to write a universal character. They just know how to write themselves. It has to be me in the game. It can't be all of us. It can't be me or in the movie or the game, what it is. And that's where they fumble the ball. Is that the reason Lord of the Rings works for everybody is because anyone can put themselves into the role of Frodo or Sam. Even women, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a man. Anyone can put themselves in the role of Frodo or Sam. Because they're universal archetypes. And yes, they're scared. They're as old any of us would have been in such a situation, right? That's why those characters work. And this stuff does not work because it's so hyper specialized that nobody is going to want to. And boring, yes, because it's just you. It's just you. You just made you in a video game, and I don't want to be you in a video game. I want to either be me and be avatar embodied, which is my new video. My new video is about avatar embodiment, but or I want to be someone that anyone can fit into. Yes. So, Dustborn developer whines about tidal wave of hate and abuse amid criticism. We have zero tolerance for hate speech, harassment, and threats of any kind. It's the same shit, you know. Here's the thing. Since we first announced Dustborn, we've read your comments and listened to your feedback, hopes, and wishes for the game. First of all, no one played this. It had like what 20 TDS. Do you know what was the max player? It was something like 40 people.
I think it had like 40. Yeah, I was gonna say around 40. I think at one point it had a bit higher. I think it was in the triple digits maybe once, from what I recall. But it hasn't gotten there since. So and now it's gone. So
yeah, now it's over. Yeah. So yeah, and in 4 years
it's got zero
to make
people
this.
playing.
Well, yes. Actually, I assume it is probably maybe one or two playing it for the meme. Over the past 4 years, our team has poured their hearts into telling a story that's deeply meaningful to us, important To note,
Yeah,
us. It's important to us. To us. We don't care about you. A story about the power of words. About building a world where everyone can feel safe. Unless you're someone we don't like, and then we're going to cancel you. It's literally a power within the game.
And bully
mechanics.
You and normalize our stuff. And yeah.
Yes, bullying is a mechanic. Bully other people. Bully them. Cancel them. These are mechanics within this game. We want everyone to feel safe, unless you don't agree with us, and then we want to bully and ostracize and destroy you. I mean, I don't know how you could... sometimes I wonder, like, how you can have so little self-awareness. But then I remember the people we're dealing with. Them? I said that I remember the people we're dealing with, Spirit, like I said. I know. About love, friendships, and robots, of course. Oh, robots like yourself. Yeah, because you don't have...
Terminally online.
Okay. Yes. We expected Dustborn to spark conversation and debate. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you expected it to piss people off. It did. They expected it to piss people off I think that from their perspective, they were hoping it pissed the right people off enough to
it's more
make
like
the money.
We expect this to be like a warm campfire, not set the entire camp on fire.
I think the problem is like that they like a warm campfire instead it was a dumpster fire.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. They were creating a warm campfire of criticism that would be enough to get people to go play their shitty game, and instead it was just a giant trash fire. We embrace discussion and debate. No, you don't, because you're literally banning anyone who dissents, and that's why you say we have zero tolerance for hate speech. Anyone who disagrees with you. Harassment and threats of any kind. Oh, unless you're threatening, like in the game, you know how you threaten people who disagree with you with violence. Interesting. Those who engage in such behavior will be removed from our community. To everyone else, thank you for coming on this journey with us. Like all 5 of them. Okay. Your support means everything, and your constructive feedback continues to push us to learn and evolve. Together, let's continue building a world where everyone can feel valued and empowered to share their stories, unless you disagree with them politically, and then they need to be shut down. Yeah, here we go. As of August 21st, so 2 weeks ago, looking like they had at their peak 83 players, and then they're down there under 25. So
how much money was spent on this?
I don't think we know exactly, but it was funded again by the Norwegian government.
That's because no one in the private market would bother with this shit.
Yeah.
This is basically a wealth transfer.
Can I bring this up? Yeah, you can cause discord, you can cancel people, we have learned how to normalize negative emotions. We have learned how to bully people. We have now learned how to sow discord. We've learned how to cancel someone.
But everybody's safe and everybody's happy. Just so you know, everybody could be included.
Everyone's
we love
included.
Everybody, except for when we bully you and sow discord in your life. But we do it with love.
We do it with love. I mean, this is exactly, TDS. But this is, Speedy, if you know this is a key part of the game's mechanics.
I've seen
sowing discord, bullying, canceling, and normalizing negative emotions. So this is all so that they say they hate, but they don't hate it. They use these as their tools, and it's just I don't know how you could have made. I mean, it has no self-awareness whatsoever, which I think is hilarious and fantastic to watch. How they have absolutely no self-awareness whatsoever. Now, speaking of no self-awareness, Sweet Baby Inc. is back.
Are they?
Yep. Now, this video is a couple of weeks old, but I am going to... Why is it not playing it? Uh-oh, I meant to play it through YouTube because it's not going to play through Watch Together.
Hold on a second.
No, it's not, it won't play it through Watch Together. You can try
it.
You can try it, but I can't get this play through Watch Together.
Give me the link of the thing.
Yeah. I can't get it. Every time I try to put it through Watch Together.
Give me the link on Discord.
It did.
No, I say give me the link of the thing on Discord.
It did.
Oh, sorry, you did.
Silly.
My apologies. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Does it?
I can get it to work in. This YouTube video can I play directly on Watch Together? Oh! I know what it is. They've No. I saw it in the article I got this from. They've blocked it. Did you get it? Okay. Oh, join. Okay. I guess. Authorize. I don't know how much you want to watch of this, but this is... wait, I just get a regular YouTube thing. Spoon. Oh.
Ah, crap.
No, see, video unavailable. I'll just play it through my... Just ignore this, okay? I will just play it through my side, yeah?
Okay.
Because they're trying to, of course they're trying to, so if you just bring up, my stream, they're trying to hide this for whatever reason. I'm going to have it a little bit fast.
I may do a video on this, I don't know.
Okay, this is from 3 weeks ago, but just to be clear, this is the
I hate everyone on this channel.
What? You hate me? You hate TDS?
No, man, on this video.
Oh, you're being so rude.
Why?
So this is from 3 weeks ago, but it's telling. This is Black Girl Gamers talking about whatever.
Hello, and welcome back to the Black Girl Gamers Online Summit. Welcome to the last panel of the day. I know. I hope you've had an amazing time, and we are going to end this with some authentic. We're going to use Gamergate as. And we'll just.
Oh, okay. Take a shot. All right. Gamergate mentioned. Skull. Let's take it. Oh, I can't. But I hate it.
Discuss the realities of gaming.
Can't escape from this.
Intersections with gaming community and how people can be accountable allies. I'll be joined by Ash Parrish, staff writer at The Verge, who writes with a focus on covering marginalized gamers and their communities. And
the amount of bullshitting and two-faced gaslighting, you can literally just take this, like the first 10 minutes, and then just.
Did you watch this clip?
Yes, I have seen the thing. Just basically bring it to the end and just show, because they contradict themselves constantly.
Yes, constantly. Yes, that's why I wanted to play this clip, because it's honestly it's flabbergasting, because they contradict themselves within sentences.
Yes. It's within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly kind of, like I said, it flabbergasted me. It threw me for a loop of. I don't think they listen to the things that they themselves say. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes these people, they just say stuff.
You should make a clan called WOGs, White Only Gamers.
Oh my god, you can't do that. That's just fucking slur.
I'm pretty sure someone already did something like that already, and they got them very mad about it.
I'm sure
I would just do it for the shits and giggles.
If you don't know
I think someone did it exactly for that reason. I think they got mad.
Did they use that name? Because that's a funny name. I'm not gonna lie. WOGs.
No, that
I don't know what
nerd's a
name
slur.
they used, but it was funny.
that word is a slur, Spoon, by the way.
I'm gonna reclaim it. Let's make it funny.
All right, take your slur back.
Yes.
Kim Belair, CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., a narrative consultancy based in Canada. Kim has worked as a writer, narrative designer, and consultant on projects.
So, by the way, just to this is a little bit quiet. Sweet Baby Inc. is back. They have come back, or decided, they're trying to do the exact same shit they did before. So if you don't remember who Sweet Baby Inc. was, chat, they are a consultancy agency that was paid millions and millions of dollars to basically ruin video games with DEI nonsense.
Yes.
And then they denied they did it, but it all came out that they did.
It's basically
and now
neo-colonialism of games.
But now we're right back to, within a couple of months, right back to defending them as to how actually their work is very, very important and valuable here at Black Girl Gamers.
Such as Sable, God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, and many more. So
that's interesting she says that, because if you don't know, also Sweet Baby Inc. wiped all of those products from their website to show that they had worked on them, because they didn't want to be associated with them. So this woman, months after that got exposed, is now going back and saying, yeah, they worked on the
very games they want people to know about.
On these games that Sweet Baby Inc. has been intentionally trying to hide their involvement in. That's kind of cute. Maybe she didn't get the memo. I don't know.
Maybe she can't
She must have not gotten the memo. You're not supposed to talk about that.
Hi, hello.
So Kim Belair, of course, is the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. She's back. Kim Belair hid herself for a couple of months.
To fucking wash her hair. Jesus Christ, that looks rough.
Yeah, does look rough.
Oh, hello. Thank you so much for joining me on this conversation. This is obviously a very topical and sensitive subject. So first of all, I just want to thank you both for being here and for being willing to share your experiences. I know we've all, myself included, been targeted by the phenomenon that is Gamergate, and I firstly want to start off with...
Been targeted by the phenomenon that is Gamergate? You mean people being interested in video games.
10 years ago, you were like 15 years old, bitch.
This is the thing. Like, this is the thing that's insane. Like, no, every single person here was probably a child when Gamergate happened.
Except for Kim.
Well, I don't know. Kim's like my age, so she would have been the same. She might have been in college or whatever at the same time I was, because when I was studying Gamergate behind the scenes, you know, as a scholar at that point. But look, all of you were what, in your 20s? Like,
are they in
this Gamergate stuff? It's so crazy. It's nutty.
Thanking you for your bravery to be here and speak.
Oh, bravery!
Leading into the panel, tell me.
By the way, TDS, thank you for your bravery to be here and tolerate this crap.
It's all right.
Thank you.
People don't seem to know that I'm purposely quiet on all of this stuff online for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But not.
Are you planning vengeful actions?
Vocal about it. I have contacts. I have contacts very close to a lot of this stuff, and so I know things I can't talk about. So
understandable. I did want to still thank you for your bravery. Well, thank you, Spoon, for your bravery to be able to tolerate this.
I have thoughts that I can't vocal on this particular channel.
I know. Phenomenon. We'll start with you, Ash, and just give me a brief synopsis of what you experienced.
So, I am a video game journalist, and if you
know
nothing
God,
Gamergate, one of their main hated enemies more than anything is a video game journalist who is not afraid to speak truth to power.
Oh, what power?
Wait, hold on a second. Be very aware of what she just said.
I'm a video game journalist who is not afraid to speak truth to power?
Specifically that last part.
Oh yeah, when they say that, what they mean is that I'm not afraid to lie.
We'll keep it playing.
I'm just saying, when they say speak truth to power, what they mean is I will lie. I am more than happy to lie, to tell my truth. Because when they say truth, what they mean is my reality, my truth. Which is not reality. There's no objective reality there. There's objectivists, they're Gnostics, so there you go. Yeah.
With that whole chicanery is that they popped up. I went and embedded in their Discord and listened to the kinds of things that they were saying and why they were saying those things. Wrote a piece about how this second Gamergate is a bit smaller and sadder than what it was 10 years ago. And, you know, whenever you write about those kinds of things, it really like kicks a hornet's nest over. And so you get
because you're lying.
Kinds of negative attention on your social media.
Maybe you should stop lying. If you think about that,
I've gotten
lady, do you ever think about you could stop lying? That might help.
It's to my voicemail that I've had to, call the FBI about. And
you had to call the FBI? I have called the FBI once, and it was over me trying to get my video reinstated because the fucking University of was it Washington State? I remember claimed I was doxing and harassing them, and I had to call the FBI to be like, no, like, can you turn this shit off? Like, what is this? That's the one time I've called the FBI. Calling the FBI over this crap. And that was me too, being like, hey, they called the FBI on me, and then I had to call the FBI back, which was the dumbest stuff I've ever had to do in my life. But yeah, why are you calling the FBI? Why do they do stuff like this? It's like their first like port of thought is I'm gonna call a government agency.
I'm gonna call it. It never happened.
I don't think it happened. I don't
think like, put it this way. You get a phone call you don't like, you get a voicemail you don't like, you block the number and you move on with your life. You don't go call some company. Like, come on, who are you trying to kid?
I agree. I think, they're trying to make it, they're big upping it, being like, I had to call the FBI, I had to do it once because I had the FBI call it on me, so I had to call it back and be like, what the fuck is this? Which was insane, but I don't think you called the FBI. I don't believe you. I agree. I think that this is play pretend.
Making themselves a victim.
This is Play-Doh. You're playing, this is in your little, sandbox.
Just what happens when you try to do your job as a journalist and write about the
as a journalist.
Hold on a second. Wait, pause it for a second. So let me get this straight. You think when you speak...
When you lie.
When you are a gaming journalist, your job is to annoy people so much to the point where you will have to call the FBI. That should really that says more about you than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, what are you writing when you need to apparently cause people to get the FBI to save you?
It did happen. To be fair, it did happen. No, it did happen to me. It happened to me over the University of I don't even care or remember. The people who the attack helicopter study that I read, those people, they called the FBI on me and had me and tried to have me investigated by the US government. And I was like, well, okay, now I've got to talk to the FBI, you fucking freaks. And that was bizarre. But I mean, I do not get this. These people always default to immediately. Well, these people always default to calling the government. You know what I mean? Like these kind of people, they always default to calling the government.
Is their daddy.
And being like, "Daddy, government, please save me." And these people at the University of Seattle or whatever the hell it was, I don't remember or care anymore. They got my video taken down. They called the fucking feds to be like, you need to have the video taken down because it hurts my feelings. And I had to call back. Yeah.
Someone called them bots recently.
Well, they might be bots. I don't know.
No, the acronym stands for Brides of the State. I was like, ooh, that's really good. I like that. That's a pretty good one.
These are Brides of the State. Yes, Bridezillas of the State. There you go. Perfectly. Yeah, people are just nuts. And they have, the thing that's funny is that they see themselves in the perpetual in-group victimhood orientation, the PIVO instrument, but they've never faced any quote-unquote adversity in their lives. To it. So they just crying to the government. The government just listens to them. Crazy.
That
ludicrous.
Yeah, and Kim, I know obviously with the company and the good work that you've done, your organization and yourself were huge targets in this phenomenon. Tell us about your experience.
Maybe you should have done the shit you did.
Yeah, I would say I think of us almost as like patient zero of this wave of Gamergate.
So people don't know what Kim Belair has done, because I know we are. Well, Kim Belair has taken a huge amount of money, both from private and public sources, to make absolute trash video games where we've been over it before in streams, where the express purpose is to essentially destabilize society. She wants to.
At least he knows how horniness doesn't discriminate.
She just wants to. The goal of Sweet Baby Inc. is to inject far left politics into video games. That is her explicit purpose. We've been through it. You're familiar with this, TDS, I presume, of what Sweet Baby Inc. is up to.
Oh no, I'm 100%. As I said, I'm 100% aware of what they're doing, and I'm talking with some people involved in their team. So
yes.
Oh, really? I would say do tell, but you can't. So.
But no, don't worry about that. But if we could,
I was given information that that I'm trusted not to mention.
Yes.
And maybe I'll even send the person I'm talking about over here, because he said he would do an interview with me at some point. So maybe I'll send him over here and be like, "Hey,
that would be great."
I didn't reveal it again. See.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
Trust me.
But I think if we were to give the TLDR, the 1,000-foot sort of description of what's going on with Sweet Baby Inc., is that they are being paid by multiple different governments, including the U.S. government, the Canadian government, and now we see also the Norwegian government, to make video games that explicitly have a extremely far left bent. And we have now 3 different governments that are paying this corporation,
a globalized culture,
a for-profit company, to make video games that promote far left ideology. And by that I mean, like, they'll say, like, "Oh, how is it far left? How is it far left? Everyone's gay, everyone's mixed race, everyone's." I'm not saying that necessarily a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing if characters are gay.
It is a specifically non-homogeneous heterosexual European worldview. It is specifically anti-Christendom. It is the perversion of the Bible. That is what it is.
Well, it's not a bad thing if you have gay characters in a game. It's not a bad thing if you have... Spoon, fuck off for a minute. It's not a bad thing if you have some gay characters in a game.
Don't you take that tone with me. Who the hell do you think you are?
It's not a bad thing if you have non-white characters in a game. The problem is when it's like, white characters are denigrated, straight characters are denigrated, non-trans characters are denigrated, and it's all because we have to. This is part of our ideology, and which is clearly their ideology, is that, and they've made it very clear, they've made it very evident, is that if you're white, you are bad. And you know,
no, if I'm white, I'm better. That's why you're envious of me.
I think they're gonna get that way too. TDS is that these people they have people that they hate. We know this inherent. And I think you're going to start seeing video games too where they start going after Israel, by the way, of being like, they're the bad guys, just like the white people are the bad guys. I think they're going to start doing that quite soon. Because that once they get the chance to make these kinds of games, because these people are hateful. They're super hateful, and they always have a bad guy that they want to put in place. And so it'll be Russia, it'll be the U.S., it'll be Israel, it'll be somebody, but it can never be black or brown people who are always the good people within their narrative. And I don't necessarily mind that inherent, but I don't like politics in my games. Just want to play a fucking game.
Unless it's monarchical politics, then
no, I just want to play a damn game.
I know, I'm just busting your jobs.
It's silly.
That I think, when I think of it as where it started, it was kind of the week that we had announced that we were on both Alan Wake 2 and Spider-Man 2, which are two, I think, popular games among.
I swear to God, they're gonna break out, because these people were like all like super pro Palestine, so I guarantee it. You're gonna see this in the next year. A bunch of games that are like anti-Israel. You're gonna see it.
And immediately, I think the targeting began with this kind of like, we found this secret, sinister website from Sweet Baby Inc. Meanwhile, we're on Twitter like, I've been so excited to let people.
What do you mean, secret, sinister website? You put all your shit out there openly that you were promoting a certain political ideology in your games. So it wasn't a secret. Why do they... This is what's so bizarre. It's like, they proudly present what they're doing, then they get found out, and they go, oh no, I've been found out. What am I supposed to do? What? Well, maybe, I don't know, don't proudly present it? Weirdos? It's so bizarre.
These two really great games. And the assumption was essentially made that our work on that had not been story or narrative or character related. It had been to make a black character exist in Alan Wake 2. And
oh, wow. Oh, wow. So impressive. You made a black character exist in Alan Wake.
Hey, Kim, just out of curiosity, do you remember that... that the gaming conference you did in like 2019 where someone came to you and said, do you make like a different character that's stereotypically French? And your words were, and I quote, can we at least make them a person of color?
Yes.
Those are your actual words. Your job is to shove non-white fuckers in your game. That is what you get paid to do.
Why can't they just be white people? I don't, and you know why? Because these folks, they hate. I can't find any other reason why they would be like this. And you know me, Spoon. You know me. You know what the characters I make in video games look like.
Yeah,
I make
horrifying.
Fuck you. I make black girls with white hair who look like Storm from the X-Men because I love Storm from the X-Men. All right.
Yeah, you have jungle fever.
That's the character. That's no you. You know what I mean? I make characters who look like Storm from the X-Men because I like the aesthetic. I like the aesthetic.
That's what you mean.
Yes, I do like the aesthetic. I'm not, but so yes, I would like to be able to play as a black character. Yes, I absolutely would like to, but I don't want to therefore denigrate white characters.
I am a horrible racist myself, so I only want to see white characters.
Okay, very cute for you.
Which is why my favorite character is CJ from San Andreas. This is why I say I'm a horrible racist. Like, if you were to look at my gaming history and my characters,
you're very bad at being a racist.
I'm really bad at being racist.
You're very bad at being racist.
Yeah, I suck at it.
I know.
I really wish we could have a character as complex as CJ again. Like, CJ was like really well done as a character.
I love CJ. He's a great character.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah.
But these people, they wouldn't see CJ as a character. They would only see him by the color of his skin, right?
Yeah,
and not see him as a character. And they would not see him as a character outside of that, even though CJ is a really good character. These people are so
actually.
Right, but they're so racially obsessed that they can't see who CJ is as a person outside of being a black person and a criminal. And that's racism. Okay, let's be real about it.
It flies in Spider-Man 2, and that was kind of like the assumption that we had wokeified the video games, and then that led to as a company we worked on over 80 games together, so there was plenty of fodder for people.
Oh God!
To start going,
I didn't realize they worked on that many.
That all of these games are now woke, that they have people of color in them, or queer people, or any marginal.
No one cares about that.
Sometimes that they perceive like, oh, this woman's design is not quite as it used to be, and I think it used to be hotter.
No. Yes, when you destroyed the bitch from what was it? Horizon Zero Dawn. You made her all fat and gross. Yeah. You did kind of destroy that.
So there's a lot of stuff that's been put on us, both things that we did work on, things that we didn't, and then we kind of just became shorthand for the wokeification, quote unquote, of gaming.
That's because you are.
Yeah, I think you know we all saw it, and with you know, Sweet Baby becoming essentially they used your company and yourself as a synonym for what they describe as wokeifying gaming.
Well, you did that. So
your experiences, we experienced, you know, death threats for the team. You know, the team were worried about putting on this summit, hence why we've held it in this platform in general, because there was a lot of relentless harassment, death threats, emails, comments. To a small team. And one of the things that actually also affected us as well, and I know affected you both, is libel and slander.
What libel and slander? No. Prove it. Where's the libel and slander? That means it was definitive. That means it is demonstrably false. Where's the libel and slander? There has been no libel and slander, at least made. Maybe some, sure. But where is the libel and slander made against Sweet Baby Inc. and the fact that they were involved with being paid by major corporations millions of dollars in order to wokeify their games? Where is the libel and slander there? Fucking evidence it. Please, Jayanne. Can you? You can't, because it's the truth, so you're a liar. Sorry I got a little bit excited, but like I hate liars. I hate liars.
True. But being spread around companies and similar to us. So there's a blurred line between the content creators and journalists.
Show the evidence.
Ashley, how can gamers discern the difference when it comes to consuming mis or disinformation?
Yeah, show the evidence. Where's show me the evidence. Where's the disinformation? Oh, you don't have any. Oh, how curious.
I like the way that I need to somehow go to a gaming journalist to look at a game before I need to spot this crap that is in my game that never was before.
Right. I mean, sorry, I'm trying to include you, TDS, here, that I don't want to talk over you or anything, but this is, what do you think about all of this? I think this is obvious lies.
I mean, we all know it's lies. I mean, literally, I think the biggest thing that's against them is you got Chris Kindred out there trying to get people, Steam accounts removed.
Yes.
And you're the one saying, no, we're being attacked. No one's trying to get your livelihood removed.
Yes.
No one's trying to do that. All they did was make a list of games that you happen to work on. That is it, which you also had on your website. So, I mean, what do you want to tell us? But that they clearly need to be the victim. So they're creating a narrative for themselves and for everybody else that they can be the victim. That's what they want. This is not facts. It's not journalism. It's a drama production. It's basically an opera.
That's a good phrase.
They're trying to tell us that basically, this is all true, and in reality, it's like a stage play. They're all up there saying, look, please don't look behind the curtain. Look over here. And in reality, we all see behind the curtain.
Absolutely. So, yeah. Well, I think that's exactly correctly well said. Like you said, mentioned that it was brought up
theater show, yeah.
Yes, that they had a theater show. Is that yes, they were going behind the scenes. They were, trying to get people shut down when nothing really was going on with them in terms of they were not actually being harassed in any way. They were harassing other people, trying to get other people taken down and shut down. And they're still crying victim. They've never stopped. They were the ones trying to deplatform people, and they're still out here crying victim to this day.
When it comes to Gamergate, how can people discern the two?
So what you want to do is you always want to consider your source. You can get your opinions, you can get your comments, you can get your video game reviews from wherever you want. I don't care. Yeah. But when you are consuming news, like what is happening in the gaming world, consider your source and always consider reliable sources. Your reliable sources are going to be like your big, tentpole legacy media kind of places. I work for The Verge, which is a vertical of Vox Media.
So let me get this straight.
The Verge is trust me.
No, hold on a second. I find this interesting.
To get funnier. That was hilarious.
Not 5 minutes ago, you said you speak truth to power.
Yeah.
Now you're telling us you work for legacy media outlets.
Yes.
You don't speak truth to power. You are the power, you idiot.
Yes. And she works at the fucking Verge.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
There's Polygon. There's IGN.
Polygon.
There's
IGN.
There's
now, IGN. I'll get into this. CNN, by the way, just the other day had to make an apology, which they didn't actually make publicly, but I will get to that later. And TDS, if you want to leave at any point, because at some point we're going to move over into a little bit more politics stuff.
We are,
but
probably will.
Yeah, well,
probably head out.
It's just slightly. It's just about the Tenet. I only put media stuff in the docket tonight. If you know about what's happening with the Tenant Media thing, I put that in here.
A little. I pretty much am aware of everything. I just try to steer away from certain topics because people hate me enough already.
Yeah, yeah. Don't blame me for that. In terms of avoiding certain stuff, but yeah. So this stuff. What was I saying? I've lost my train of thought. Oh, in terms of oh shoot, now I've lost it. So it'll come back to my brain here in a second. Sorry, my brain. I have a hamster wheel running in my head, and it sometimes it runs out of energy. The hamster stops running.
GameSpot. There's all these different legacy video game websites that have been around for a very long time that have a vested interest in making sure that the things that they share with you, the things that they write, are up to journalistic standards. There are other like smaller hobbyist sites that you may want to, depending on if you know the author or are familiar with their work, that you can continue to consume their work, but just make sure that anytime you're reading something that's like news-based, like actual factual information, that you are consuming them from reliable sources.
And then,
what is a reliable source?
The reliable source are always
anything
the one that
she
conveniently
doesn't
agree with
mention
you.
is reliable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Anything that she likes is reliable. Anything that she doesn't mention is not reliable.
No.
Yeah.
I was gonna say anything. If you want to know what's reliable, guys, here's a quick, easy tip, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever she says is reliable, do the opposite.
Yes.
It'll be more reliable.
It was a. I've mentioned this many times. Is that when my former best friend went native or went crazy or just became a leftist, and she told me that the only trustworthy name in news was Teen Vogue, and I went, well,
Ooh.
I'm never gonna trust Teen Vogue because, wowee, how do you end up in a place in your life as a 28-year-old woman where you're like, Teen Vogue is the only trustworthy name in news? Okay, Laura, alrighty. But that's how these people think. Just like, oh, it affirms the things I want to believe? That's the news. And I'm saying this for people on the right as well. Come on, get this shit together, guys. Don't just believe things because it confirms what you want it to say.
We hear all of this, like, so along with the slander and the libel, we obviously got a lot of death threats and slurs in our inboxes, and not even just for us, for our team. I know, Kim, your experiences and your team went through a lot, but
we've been through some stuff.
Yeah, you've been through some things, so please talk on that, and also please talk on what is this idea of wokeifying gaming really? Like, what is that?
You mean what you're doing?
About that?
I mean, I think it's part of it's the greater movement, right, towards a lot of like very far right thinking and a lot of
far right thinking of stop making games that suck.
Well, she's saying like that they are doing it though, but it's far right thinking that's the problem.
A lot of very regressive material that's kind
of
pushed out across a lot of different, or at least like in a lot of the audiences of a lot of different industries are currently kind of talking about that, and obviously the political landscape is kind of led to.
Well, you've been open that everything you're doing is political, so I'm not really sure.
I would like to know, for someone that isn't involved in this sphere, what any of what you said even means.
Yeah,
regressive ideas, which means
stance, yeah.
What exactly? That's just word salad.
I think for a lot of people, it really comes down to they see a change that they themselves did not expect. They see a change that they can't fathom, that their beloved
the game is terrible.
Would ever make themselves, and so they kind of assume that anyone who comes in who looks like myself or other members of my team.
No one cares about what you look like. They care about what the game. They care. Well, okay, you do then, Spoon. Fine.
No. The reason I care.
I don't care what she looks like. I care about what the game she makes is.
Yes, normally I wouldn't have cared, but if I see them now and I see your skin color, when your entire literal persona revolves around your race, and I see that you're not white, my immediate reaction is get the hell away from anything you touch. Because anything you touch when you look like that is going to end up poisonous and sucking.
And you know what? If I were to contribute to what you said, I'll tell you why I would agree with you. Only briefly. Only minimally. Is because the people that I don't know why this is, and I'm actually very curious about this, is that why is it's always like mixed race people who are the most hateful towards whites. I don't get it. Like Amanda Stenberg.
That's easy.
Amanda Stenberg clearly hates white people. Kim Belair is half white. She hates white people. I don't understand this. I don't get it. Why did all these half white people hate white people so much? I don't get it. I genuinely don't understand.
I can tell you
what's
why.
happening. Why do you think that's the case?
Are you familiar with something called light skin privilege?
Sure. There's stereotype lift and stereotype threat. Yeah, sure.
Yes, but typically speaking is darker colored skin girls do not get as well treated as lighter skin girls. And because of that, darker skinned women hate them. Do you think
they like blame their parents for?
Yes, that's the reason why.
But the thing is that the mothers in both cases are white, and they hate their mothers.
Yes,
but their mothers are white.
Yes, but the reason why they hate them is because they look at them and go like, "You made me like this, and I hate you for that." That's the reason I hate them.
That's so sad.
Yes, I know, but that is the reason for that.
That's so sad.
I know.
Why would you hate your own mom just because she's white-skinned? I don't get that.
Because the mother is the reason they look like that. And the mother is the reason why black people freaking hate them.
I see, that's so bizarre to me, but like, I don't get it. Anyway.
It is true.
These people are very racist and I don't understand them. So anyway, here we go.
Like our job can only be tied to our identity. It's speaking of misinformation. I think the biggest thing for us during this campaign is that I would say that any kind of sensitivity work or consulting work in cultural consultation probably represents about 15% of our work.
Yeah.
Kim, when you gave that gaming thing, literally the entire persona of that you threw to the crowd for like the first half an hour was how you wanted to see stories about people who look like you. The entire thing is about your skin color. Yeah. So when you talk about like the only thing I can talk about is my race, like yes, that is literally what you do.
And I gotta be honest, look at her hair. The way she's decided to style her hair is that she's had it like you see the other two black women have styled their hair. They have
haircut.
They have had it pulled back. They've had it styled. She's like trying to make it like as big as possible. I think that's because she wants to make herself look as black as possible, which is.
She looks like every mental illness haircut that V talks about.
I think she's kind of a crazy person, if you want my opinion.
She hates the fact that she isn't white.
No, I think she hates the fact that she isn't black.
All that, yeah.
I think that's actually why she's so angry. She hates the fact that she isn't fully black. She can't rely upon that entirely. And that's why it's not just her, it's like Amanda Stenberg, She clearly hates the fact that she's not entirely black, that she's part Danish. She hates that. She hates it. And can you imagine what that must be like? I try to put myself into the position of the people, I can't fathom what it must be like to be Amanda Stenberg's mother and be like, my daughter hates me. She hates the fact that she's related to me. Because I'm white and Danish, and she wants nothing to do with me. How fucked up is that? Of knowing that your own child hates you just because of your race. That's so sad and crazy to me. But that's Amanda Stenberg, not me. There she is, I suppose.
Where the vast majority of it is actually, writing, narrative design, joining writing teams, helping support writing teams, sometimes being the entire writing team for a project or helping with mission design. But the part that really gets, everyone assuming that we can't possibly do that other work because all we are is, quote unquote DEI, and we became labeled as this DEI company.
Well, you are a DEI company.
The facts of the way that we work are that someone calls in and says, hey, we're making something. We made a bunch of choices. We'd love you to either help write, help look at them, help talk to us.
Okay, Kim. The reason why no one believes this is because every game where you involved in sucks.
Yeah, and you were only ever involved. What game or movie? It's because you were involved because you have this DEI stuff attached to you. Yes.
Yeah, you're basically
sometimes our cultural expectation is as specific as it's job.
And I can tell you how it works is that I did it. I fucking did it. I worked for an architecture engineering company where I had to hire these kinds of companies, and it is on our list of like, well, we have to have a DEI company. This was 10 years ago I was doing this, guys, and I can only imagine how much worse it is now, where you are by government prescription required to hire these stupid companies just to do something, anything. so that you can get government grants. Yep.
Or a meteorologist at one point to do a consult on a project. And I think that idea of authenticity for people, if you say like, oh, we hired a lawyer because we have to write about lawyers, no one would ever bat an eye, but they can't imagine that you'd want to bring in someone from a specific background or country or experience to talk about this. And I think there's also this idea that if a game company is reaching out to external people.
You said it's nothing about your identity, and now you literally just mentioned the background.
Yep.
Contradiction. Hello.
She doesn't understand. She's too dumb. She's too dumb. She is too dumb, my dude.
Well, that's because they're missing something or they can't handle something, and not because in the very real world of creation across many different media, people talk to each other. People have writers' rooms. Directors and writers of huge movies go to each other's houses and talk and do punch-ups to each other's scripts, and that's kind of how creativity works.
God, she thinks she's part of the fucking group. Yeah. She's not.
It's very sad to see people doing a lot of the most progressive work become a lot of the most harassment in this phenomenon that was Gamergate, and it was based on a lot of hypocrisy as well, because
they're bringing back Gamergate.
A lot of gamers saying that they and Ash, I'm sure you mentioned this before, saying that they want to make games, but then when marginalized people or people who if the studios then want to include marginalized people, they're forced to do.
It's not about identity, but we're going to talk about race and people of color.
Right. Yes.
So
it's not about identity.
No, feel free to talk on that.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to bring that up because it's interesting that a lot of these Gamergate arguments is that they want developer autonomy. The developers should be able to do whatever it is that they want, and they shouldn't have to kowtow to some kind of ESG corporate overlord that controls their purse strings, when the reality is with the way that video game development works and with the way video game consultancy works, they have already made those choices. These are the things that you see, the things that they hate, the things that they decry as woke are the choices that they have already made, and they want to improve them, which is why they bring in people like Kim to help make sure that the things that they have already chosen for their games are as authentic as like not insensitive or relying on stereotypes as they can be, so they can resonate the way that these developers want them to resonate. So it is very much a very hypocrisy. We're not really paying attention. We don't really care about any of that. Like,
yes, you do. That's all you care about.
That's the only thing. That's the only reason you have a job. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna have to go use the restroom and again, because I always have to. Anyway. So, MasterOfTheTDS. Don't want to keep you too long. I don't know how long you have here. What have we got left? I'm trying to look into this. I don't want to. Because, Spoon, I want to give you the control over this. Because I might be away for a minute. Don't you yawn, you little...
What? I'm sleepy.
I know. Alright. Okay, I'm going to just let this go. Alright?
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Give me a couple minutes.
Alright.
About developer autonomy. They don't care about that. They say they do, but they don't. What it really is that they are upset that they're not seeing the kinds of things that they think they should be seeing, and it makes them mad, and they want to lash out at something, and they have found convenient scapegoats in marginalized people and people of color.
Because you are.
And is it so taking on what you've said, because we also consulted here Black Girl Gamers on for a large studio and for other smaller studios as well, and there's that idea that again we're changing the game, and I think it's just because it's got the word black in our name, people are just they have to be aggressive, and it's definitely not the case. But when it comes to Gamergate, we had the first one in 2014, and then 10 years later we're having the same exact phenomenon, the same behavior perpetuated against marginalized people, and specifically this wave was about consultation. It was very interesting to see a lack of statement. We've seen obviously some studios make recent statements on consultation recently and actually stand by their consultants, which is great, but for the most part, obviously Kim, you said you make work on like 70-80 titles, and we've worked on at least a good number. There's been this, underlying kind of silence or just ignoring of the Gamergate situation. And what does the industry need to do to help curb these negative moments in the future? I'll start with Kim.
Make more
I would say
white
that
characters.
At a certain point, it's a macro level community management, right? It's learning how to, I think, express these kinds of things, not only when we have these spikes of hate campaigns, but also in general. I think that there are some studios that do a much better job of it than others, I would say. But what I think strikes me all the time is that I don't think there's as much at risk in speaking out as a lot of people are afraid of, right? I think that there's a lot of, this sense of it'll blow over. And in a way it does, right? Everything ends, everything kind of ebbs and flows. But at the same time, I think that it's it's completely fine to do it when Gamergate is not aflame, right? It's fine to kind of speak your truth to your values and kind of like really stand by them. At other times, I think that's something that would help prevent it, and to kind of be more, and I think also to be more open and honest just about the way that people work with consultants, because I do think that there's often this sense, even on the company side, that well, we don't necessarily, we want to say like, this is our game, we don't necessarily want to look at this, or we don't want to always show how the sausage is made, and we also don't want anyone to, put all the attention on someone else outside the team, and I fully get that. You don't want to always reveal every single part.
You don't want to show how the sausage is made. In other words, you don't want to show what the fuck you're spending the money on. Thank you. Is that not what she was saying there? Or am I incorrect?
No, that's correct.
I think she was saying we don't want to show where we're spending the money, because if you know anything about this organization, they don't spend their money on well, they spend their money in a certain way, I believe. That is self-congratulatory and not very much involved with making video games. I don't know, what's your opinion on that, TDS? Do you think they actually spent money on making these games?
To a certain degree. I think it's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm. I think they certainly spent a bit.
Since I got an opportunity, I actually have to, unfortunately, check out and get some other stuff done because I have a stream later myself.
Yes, it's getting late.
Thanks for having me. I really do appreciate that you have me on, and we should do it again sometime, definitely.
I'd love to, and thank you for coming on. It was great to meet you in real life, despite my spurgery. Sorry about that.
I'm just glad now I can put a name to
who did it? Who did it? Oh no, it was me.
So
I'm
now
so
whenever
sorry.
I bring it up, I can make fun of you for it.
I'll make fun of me forever for it. It was very funny. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'd love to have you back anytime. Great to talk to you, man.
Okay, sure. No, of course. We'll be in touch.
All right. Cheers. Talk to you soon. All right. We'll continue. Thank you to MasterOfTDS for joining us for a bit of the stream. We'll go through the rest of this. I do want to talk about the Tenant Media stuff, so let's break through the rest of this. I
still have a video to edit, Aiden.
Okay, let's do it quickly then.
Part of the game, I think, team, but for someone like...
I think it was very nice for TDS to join us, because... very nice for him to hang out.
Us, I think it's always helpful to be able to be clear, and a lot of places have allowed us to speak on it, to be able to say, well, this is exactly what we did. But there's always those times when you kind of wish you could just have a little more transparency in general, because I think that would, at least to some people, because obviously there's a huge contingent of this movement who has no care for the truth, but I think it would still be...
The irony
from you, jeez. That is like a level.
No care for the truth.
That is a level of gaslighting that should be like a crime against humanity.
I know.
My God.
Very helpful to have a source of truth out there to say, well, here's what we did on this project, here's how we're going to talk about it, and here's why we really enjoyed working on it, or here's what value it brought.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's interesting navigating a scenario like that when, for the most part, you've literally done nothing, and it's just popped out.
Well, you've done nothing. You took a bunch of money from a bunch of different governments, and private organizations to make fucking shitty games that you didn't even mostly make. You just took money from governments. You have to put that shit into your tax filings, you dumb bint. Oh, I just can't. Oh yeah, look at her face. She knows she can't even say no, because she knows that if she were to say no to that or deny it, she knows that she would get into serious legal issues, because you did take a bunch of money from multiple different international governments to make terrible video games that no one wanted to play. Can you even believe that's a real thing, Spoon? That you can get paid millions of dollars from multiple different international governments to make a shitty video game, and yet here she is.
And you now have to deal with something that the industry can pass off as, it will pass. But for people like us, Black women and marginalized people in the industry, this is not something that just passes. This is something we have to live through.
Yeah, you have to live through the consequences of your own actions. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that's upsetting to you. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to live with the consequences of your own goddamn actions.
something we have to experience. You know, with Ash, someone impersonated Ash to us as a person, and that was completely randomly, because we didn't even meet in person until we went and saw each other at Ubi Forward.
The reason why people feel this way about you is because
it's such an interesting dynamic, that such a huge moment that can really
I'll pause.
Really affect.
What were you saying? Yeah.
The reason why people feel this way about you is because the whole gaming industry was founded by white men for white men. Yes. And you shove your colored vagina in everything and tell us, if you don't like our colored vagina in your face pissing on everything you like, the problem is somehow, Aiden, your DMs are on screen. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah. What am I doing?
Why are your DMs on screen?
Oh, shit. Why are they on... They were?
Yeah, because you're streaming. You're streaming your.
No,
you're streaming
it's fine
the window.
No, it's fine. No, it's
Stupid
fine.
Woman.
3. Yeah, I am. There's nothing weird there. Like, come on. Like, just. You'd be like, hello, yeah, hi, let's be friends. Like, that's normal shit. There's nothing weird in my DMs on Twitter. That's the whole thing. Like.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of racial slurs in mine.
No.
Yes,
tell
there
us
is.
Hi, like, yes, we're friends.
If my DMs ever get exposed, I will apologize that I wasn't racist
I don't know how it
enough.
ended up on stream, but that's fine. Like, my DMs
It's
are all
because
just,
you are sharing the window.
Oh, okay. I don't know how it happened, but whatever. Let's go back to this. It was a totally different window. That's why I was confused.
Two people
It's a totally different window.
in the industry can go so overlooked and just be brushed under the carpet by the industry.
I think annoying is a very good word for it, because largely it doesn't materially affect our work, right?
Look, my DMs are all like, "Hi, we should work together." Bye.
The majority of these companies already know what's going on, and they still hire us. They know what we actually do, and
no, I do, but
our baseline survival. But it does change the comfort level with which we can exist in.
I'm saying that
we're spaces.
It's simple
so
shit.
It ends up being this kind of like very challenging, but still like it's just it's a distraction.
Yeah.
It feels very much like it's a time wasting thing. It's a demoralizing thing, but it has this weird effect of it doesn't affect your day to day, but it's like noise outside. A friend of mine and from a studio who had been targeted in the past referred to it as kind of like, it's as though you still, like, you're living at your house and these people have kind of camped it on your lawn.
Yeah.
Where they're kind of like, hey, we want to yell at you, we want to say bad things about you, but ultimately you just have to work. But there's just going to be people kind of shouting, and it makes it harder, but it doesn't stop it from happening.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
And I will say, as loud and as demoralizing and as, messed up as this whole thing is, this is actually a really, 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 really small part of gaming as a whole.
Yes.
It's a very terminally online problem. If you are not terminally online and you are a gamer, you're
every single one of you is terminally online.
Average gamer, which is probably like a 13-year-old boy or girl who plays Roblox.
You mean 13-year-old boy because you hate men?
Listen,
let's be honest.
3 stupid bitches.
Yeah,
you were literally on screen with fucking pronouns in your bio.
Yeah, I know.
Like, my
terminally
God.
online. Terminally online.
Talk
terminally
about
online.
terminally online.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's like the freaking poster like advertisement for terminally online. It's fucking pronouns.
Precisely,
Jesus.
Spoon. Precisely. Let's go.
We're not part of the LGBT community. By the way, my pronouns are he, her. So give me a break.
Oh my God. Exactly.
They have no idea this is going on. Even the grown adults who pay money, who buy their like one game a year, they have no idea what's going on. Even if they are online, this is just something that does not affect the regular gamer. So I don't want people to think that this is like a common problem or this is a big problem. Or, like people.
You are sharing the browser, not a specific window. That's why.
Oh, my bad.
Really small population, and they have extremely loud voices.
Closing out of it.
But your average gamer does not know about this, and they do not give a shit about it. So, at least at the end of the day,
we're trying to bring someone else up.
Better about it, despite the fact that we are all mired in this mess.
Change what you're sharing.
Interact with
on
a daily basis or whatever. Like, it's really outside of that. Nah, this is not a thing. That doesn't even register.
Well,
that has been a tremendous comfort for me. I think in the months when it was especially loud. I remember I went to GDC and I went to a couple other.
I don't know
events, and
if that worked.
I kind of had that expectation of
she's on my phone.
Someone I meet somewhere goes, oh, where do you work? And I have to say, sweet baby.
Just trying to be nice.
Like they're wince.
Yeah, like, is this going to be okay? Or my Uber driver asks and stuff, and it's
nobody's upset by
anyone
what
who
I've
has
shown.
Heard of us has been like, yeah, I'm sorry you had to deal with that, which has been lovely. And then a lot of other folks,
just people being
in
polite,
the community, in the dev community, have just been like, oh, I had no idea. I'm sorry that happened. But every time
in the deaf community, did you hear her say that? In the deaf community, yes, I think so.
Go back.
Yeah.
Like, is this going to be okay? Or my Uber driver asks and stuff. And it's been anyone who has heard of us has been like, yeah, I'm sorry you had to deal with that, which has been lovely. And then a lot of other folks, both in the player community and in the dev community, have just been like,
in the dev community.
The dev community.
She dev or deaf?
Dev.
Okay. Maybe she said deaf. Because she would, she wants deaf people to be on her side.
She can't hear them.
And that's very true. Neither they can't hear her either.
That's probably for the better.
I mean, to be honest, like this, I've said this before. I'm crippled, right? I'm a cripple.
Yeah.
And I don't really mind that people know that about me. Sometimes people will get weird about it, and they'll be like, "You're not allowed to identify as the word cripple." And I would say,
"How about retarded?"
I would say, "Fuck yourself." I'm a cripple. I don't give a shit that you don't like me using that word. No. I'm crippled. It's fine by me. I have to use a cane or a stick, whatever you want to call it. I have to, because I'm crippled. I don't mind. And then when people
why
get
are you
like
discriminating against me? Why can't I identify?
Well, it's bizarre because a bunch of like rich white people will come after me and be like, "You're not allowed to say ghost of a cripple." Like, but I am. And they go, "Oh, you're not allowed to do that." Why? I'm crippled. I mean, like, what are you talking about? Why am I not allowed to identify as a cripple? And they'll say, "No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed. No, this upsets. This hurts my feelings." I'm like, do your legs work, homie? Oh, they do? Shut up, then. Fuck off. I can't stand these people of like, well, it doesn't make me feel very nice that you use the word cripple because it could be offensive. I'm a fucking cripple and I don't give a shit about it. Fuck off. I'm so tired of fucking fat white women telling me what fucking word I can use to describe my fucking self. I'm a fucking cripple. Let me use my goddamn word. I'm so fucking irritated by it. It drives me out of the fucking wall. Anyway, I'm crippled. Let's go. Read.
Oh, I had no idea. I'm sorry that.
Yeah, I'm a little mad.
Every
sorry.
time I get I have no idea. I'm like, yeah. Feels kind of nice.
Aiden, fuck's sakes.
So shows that the work that we do.
You are sharing your browser, not the one window.
I don't know how to fix it. There's literally no way to fix it.
Oh my god, woman.
There's literally hang on.
If you
There's literally no way to fix it. There's literally no way to fix it.
Shut the fuck up so I can tell you.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
There it is.
If you pull one tab off and you just go share that tab. That's it.
Here's the thing that's not going to work because that's already what we're doing.
No, you are sharing the window.
No, I'm telling you, that's already what we're doing. And
oh
it's not
my
working,
good God.
All right, here we go. Let's go into it.
Loud, and we do need to have our contrasting
See, now there's only one
there. But
watch this.
In the next kind of 10 years, well, we hopefully won't have another Gamergate until
look at that
34.
It's still up.
The things that I think the industry
it's not showing my tabs now. Oh, look, it did.
In the next.
Why are you showing the whole tab and not the one single one?
I'm telling you, this is how it works now.
No,
this is how show your screen works now, dingus.
No, you were showing the screen. Show the tab.
Well, you literally can't do that.
Yes, you
dingus,
can.
You can't.
If I go share screen, I can literally go application. If you say share screen, it says application screens and screen capture devices. Wow. If you go application, you go by the window.
Is this better? Is this what you wanted?
The way that companies can...
No,
dude, I'm about to go to sleep.
Oh, God.
What are you trying to get me to do? I can't, it does not work because it doesn't work. It literally does not work. What you're asking me to do does not function.
Yes,
so
it
no.
does.
It does not. So here we go. We're just gonna get through it.
No,
it doesn't. No, it doesn't work.
Yes,
it doesn't work, homie.
I will literally show you. I can turn off yours.
Spoon? It does not fucking work. It doesn't fucking work. You can tell yourself that as much as you like.
If I can go, look right there. Go live on mine.
Okay,
there's
go
the
ahead.
Tab.
Now go ahead and click on another tab. Go ahead and try it. Click on another tab in another thing and watch it.
I did.
Oh, it doesn't work though, does it?
Oh yeah, I can watch something else.
I have no idea what you're doing.
Okay, well, let me explain this to you. fuck's sake, women are so incompetent when it comes to technology.
How about this?
Look here.
You're just actively incorrect. You're actively incorrect about the shit you're talking about. You are actually incorrect. You're incorrect.
If I share screen, look, there is the whole screen. There's all of the screens right now, right?
Oh my god, everything. Ooh.
Yes. And if I click stop streaming, and if I just click on share screen, and I go to applications, and I go
that's very
to
cute for you.
that tab,
That's
I can just
you?
stream that tab. Notice there's nothing else. There's no other tabs.
That's
just
very
the right
cute
one.
for you. That's very cute for you that works, but that's not how it works for my computer. So we're going to go back to my computer.
Use the same application.
We're going to go back to my computer
Discord.
now. What else do we need to do tonight? Because I'm not willing to do.
Boomer Aiden.
Finish this.
It's Boomer Aiden.
Whatever. All right. I got a couple more things I want to do. Show my screen, please. I'm done with this. Anyway, I give her these black women talk. Hey! Bring my screen back.
Spoon. You see, this is the greatness of having a penis. You see, when you have a penis, technology just works better.
It literally is that, isn't it? Like you just get lucky. No, you literally just get lucky.
It's
like
not
shit
lucky.
just works for you better. It's luck. It's luck. It's pure luck.
It's not lucky. You just need to know what to press. If you press on the screen, if you press on the screen share button on Discord, what do you see?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm trying to share this screen, but it keeps sharing other stuff.
Look at my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what you see?
I can't see. I can't see your screen at all. Oh.
Chat.
I can't see it. I literally can't see your screen at all.
Chat. Do you see my screen?
No, I can't. No, I can't see your screen.
Ask the people in the chat.
I have nothing, and no one will be able to see. No, you're seeing my screen. You're gonna see my screen.
To the chat. I'm talking to the chat.
That's cute, but you can't see your screen because it's not up. It's not available.
Okay, no, the chat can see it because it's on freaking Discord.
Nope, they can't. No, they can't.
They can see it. It's literally on OBS. I can see it in front of me right now. It says applications and screen.
So you're streaming on Discord, so it's not on YouTube. Okay, so no one can see it.
It's on OBS. It's literally on OBS. Okay, so nobody can see it. Yeah. You dumb asshole.
Okay, so no one can see it. All right.
It literally says there, Aiden, shut the fuck up. If you look at OBS, it says there, screen share, application, screen share. If you go to application, you can screen just the one tab.
No, I don't know how to watch this thing that you're trying to show me. I don't know how to do this.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're trying to show me the OBS thing? I don't know how to do that.
It's on Discord. It has nothing to do with OBS.
I don't. Well, it says, no, it says I have to watch it through OBS, and I don't know how to do that. That
sounds too complicated. It's not through OBS.
No, it tells me I have to do it through OBS. It's too complicated. Doesn't. It's too complicated for me.
No,
I can't
it isn't.
Figure it out.
It's literally press screen share and then go application.
It literally says I have to do an OBS thingy, and I don't know how to do that. So, yes, it does on my side. It does. I can literally it says watch together OBS, and then I had to
Where do you see watch together?
OBS channel.
Where the hell are you? Where the hell are you?
It says it says unavailable. It says unavailable. Too complicated. It says it's too complicated. Literally.
No, it isn't.
No, it is. It literally says it's too complicated for you to figure it out.
It's press 2 buttons.
No. It says that there's too many things for me to be able to get into it.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I swear to Bill, get the mace and smack this bitch over her head.
Go smack me over the head. It literally says it's too complicated.
Jesus.
I don't know what you're trying to do, homie, but my computer can't do it. All right, are we ready to talk about the end of this shit? Because I'm in a bad mood now.
God, why are you so dumb?
Oops. Because I'm a big dumb woman. That's why. I'm not really big. I guess I'm a small dumb woman. Whatever. I don't like what you're doing. You're being gay. You're being gay and gay. All right. So, what's happened here? Alrighty. So, Star Wars Outlaws is a crappy masterpiece, says Kotaku. I was starting a wall. It was an early mission in Ubisoft's latest behemoth RPG, Star Wars Outlaws, which I was charged with infiltrating an Empire base to recover some information from a computer And this wall really caught my attention. Who cares? Who really cares about all this? The reality is, here's a gist, okay? Who cares about all of this? They got fucked. This stupid Star Wars Outlaws series sucks, and everyone hates it, and no one wants to play it. It's dying. It's a piece of shit. No one wants to play it. That's it. They're gonna like talk about how like, oh, actually it's not that bad, but the reality is it is that bad. It's really, really bad, and they have nothing. They don't know how to deal with it. All right. We're gonna go with a couple more things. Rings of Power showrunners defend decision to humanize orcs. We feel like this goes straight back to Tolkien.
Yeah,
well,
it doesn't. That's
it
not
doesn't
what
go back to
Tolkien.
Tolkien explicitly
Orcs are just literally murdering machines. That's
yes,
literally the
orcs are just murder machines. But now they've decided to humanize the orcs. Orcs are corrupted elves. And they've decided in the new show to just make them humanized.
They just want to make them white.
No, you have to understand. People who are making this, yes, they want to make the people who are pure evil, quote unquote, white.
They identify with the orcs, and so they want to make the orcs wholesome because that is what all of these people actually crave. Yep. They want a loving family because no one will have sex and reproduce with them. That is the God's honest truth.
True. Now, what's happened in the last couple days is that Lauren Chen. Okay, let's just explain this. All right. So there is an organization called Tenant Media. All right. Now, Tenant Media paid a bunch of people to stream, I would say, right-wing content. Right? They didn't pay you to say necessarily anything in particular. And in fact, in the expose, what's come out about this is that the people who were paid by Tenant Media had no idea they were being paid by the Russian government. Because the Tenant Media people were being paid by the Russian government, but no one involved, sans Lauren Chen and her husband, had any idea that the people were actually getting paid by the Russian government. So,
does that not strike you as quite bizarre?
It does strike me as bizarre that nobody knew that.
Doesn't that tell you that it actually, like, the Russian government itself has no influence on the thing?
I don't know, but if Tim Pool was getting paid $100,000 per video, I mean, I find that to be odd, and I do find it to be. I'm sorry. I did.
No, I get that.
I'm a little bit freaked out by that.
I get that, but the question that I want to ask is, can anyone
it would affect my relationship with Tim, but
woman, can I finish my fucking sentence?
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Before I strangle you. Can anyone, all of these content creators, can anyone give me a single example of anything that these people have sprouted for 2.5 years? Because this has been going on since January of 2020 is when Tenant Media opened up. Yeah. Can anyone name me a single thing any of these people have said that is pro-Russia to the detriment of the United States?
No, there's been a clip of Tim where he does say that that Ukraine is anti-American. That's been the clip that's mostly been going around. But
okay, but like everyone in Europe is also in favor of that. Does that mean we're pro-Kremlin all of a sudden? If so, if you don't want your tax money going to a foreign fucking war, you're somehow pro-Russia. Maybe we just don't want people to die.
Yes. So. I don't know the extent of this. I want to be clear about this because I don't want to be... Look, I was never paid by these people. I don't know what the fuck... I know everyone involved, but
I wouldn't mind taking Russian money if I got this editorial kind of thing. I would happily take Russian money.
Oh, I'm just saying, this wasn't me. I didn't take this money. Lauren Chen apparently, like... ew. We want to pay. Oh, fuck off.
That's the Washington Post.
Yeah, they want me to pay them money. Fuck them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not doing that. But yeah, that article was free earlier. What I did find, however, is that CNN confused Lauren Southern with Lauren Chen.
Oh yeah, that's mine.
Well, no, I also made this tweet, which is that Chen, who goes by the name Lauren Southern. If you don't know this, just as to what
Lauren Chen and Lawrence Hill are not the same people.
Lauren Chen is a woman who apparently took money from the Russian government to have her right-wing political beliefs. Now, I find that to be repulsive and repugnant. Look, you don't have to pay me, okay, to have my right-wing political beliefs. My right-wing political beliefs are what they are. I don't care how much you pay me. I actually don't care.
Do the hopper.
You know what? Spoon, I have to ask the question. How much would you need to be paid to lie? To say you had a different position than what we do? Because you and I have the same political position, more or less.
I think...
Because I know about where my number is.
I don't think I'd be able to pull it off. Because if I were to change from monarchy to anything else, anyone would immediately sense something is up.
That's why I said I know where my number is.
Yeah,
it's beyond where anyone could pay. No one would be able to pay for it.
Yeah.
My number to be able to pay for that shit is so high.
It's not a number in my case. It's just that no one would believe me.
Well, that's true as well. But it's like I say I need $1 million.
My old followers
I would need $1 million. I would need $1 million for you to. And even then, I would just be like, haha, sure. I wouldn't make it convincing because there's no way you cannot tell me to lie about my actual convictions. But you can pay me £1 million. You can pay me $1 million. I don't care.
Yeah, we have to be careful with this topic.
I mean, sure, you want to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, it's because I made a video on this. It's actually quite long. It's about 15 minutes long. Where I go through this in detail. I also get some Viva Fry action in there because he gives a good short breakdown of the thing. And I also bring the receipts of people who are suddenly, for some bizarre reason, believing the DOJ. And I found out the people who believe the DOJ are all of a certain, let's say, faction.
Very curious.
Very curious faction beginning with I.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So here's what right-wing influencers actually said involving Tenant Media, right? So Tenant Media, if we've not explained this, is a right-wing media conglomerate that is paid for by the Russian government. And it turns out that I think that Tim Pool didn't really know that they were paid for by the Russian. In fact, in the press release, it called people like Tim Pool victims. It says that they were victims. They didn't know that they were being misled by the Russian government.
Can I just make a point about something here? America. This is actually something I said in my video. I don't think of America as a real country.
Well, America's not a real country anymore.
Yeah, but the reason I say that is just if I look at government, Congress people don't run the government. Okay, they're basically just all they do is fundraise, right? Lobbyists write the freaking laws in the United States. And Louis Laveau said this several years ago. That Congress is a fucking whorehouse, right? So it's just here in the background.
Excuse Bill.
And so, if you were to look at America's government, okay, the three biggest sort of players in that regard is Israel, Big Pharma, and the security state. Okay, so the amount of money that those three would throw at Congress, 10 million for a media company is nothing. It is minuscule. It is a drop in the bucket. And the idea that any of these people somehow peddle for Russia, that is somehow going to weaken the United States so discord, how do you even measure that? It's bullshit.
I mean, I do have concerns about it, but here's what Tim Pool had to say about it. But let me say this: as someone who's known Tim Pool for a decade, I know Tim Pool. I think that he probably took money from these people who gave him money. If you guys would like to disbelieve me, feel free to do so. I do not think that Tim Pool took money from these people thinking that they had alternative ideas. I think that he was a victim, as he is described in the document. So here's Tim Pool's take on it.
and we were preparing to engage in sponsorships, and they were getting hundreds of thousands of views per episode.
And just again to reiterate, I've known Tim Pool for 10 years. Tim is a good guy. Tim, I do not think, has ever tried to mislead the people whatsoever. That's not who he is. I know that. How can I try to explain this to people who can't?
Shut up, woman. Play the clip.
No. Tim's not trying to deceive you. Tim is a good man. He's not
we
trying to deceive you.
We already know this. It's not like we don't know who this is.
I'm just saying. Tim's not trying to deceive you.
Yeah, we know.
And we decided to license it out because Lauren contacted us and was saying, we'd love to license something from you. And I said, well, we don't need to do that. We're an independent company. We have our own members and sponsorships. And then it took quite a while, but long story short, we agreed to a non-exclusive broadcast license, which meant that we own the show. So I barely even talked to Lauren.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy. I've known her for a long time. So when she said that she was launching a company, she had investors, I'm like, okay. I mean, I hear that 50 times a year. And in the podcast space, we just heard that I think Travis Kelce is getting a $100 million contract.
So these numbers are,
that's where they're at. I think people don't realize how big the podcasting space is and the revenue.
Yeah. Just to be clear to people, now I've known Tim again for years. The money that he gets offered is incomprehensible. He gets offered millions of dollars a year just to promote other stuff because of the size of his podcast, okay? Let's be very clear about that. He gets offered millions of dollars a year for this, okay?
And it's not particularly interesting.
I'm just saying that's how it is, though. That's how it is.
You generate from sponsorships and membership. And for all I knew, this was, Lauren Chen, she works at The Blaze. She wanted to start a company. She found investors. That was seemingly the gist of it. We only ever took money from an American corporation. The amount of money that we were offered for the show was around market value for offers we had already received. And so it was just like, cool, I know Lauren, sure, whatever. And then you got Benny and Dave and Matt Christensen and Taylor Hansen, who I know them all. And I'm like, yeah, this seems...
Tim's done nothing wrong here. I really want people to leave Tim alone in that where we need to focus is on what Lauren Southern did. If we're going to focus on it, is that Lauren Southern essentially turned her company into a foreign investment organization. And even if she didn't do it on purpose, it became a Russian media outlet. What I don't want people to do is to blame Tim Pool for this, and I'm not trying to be like a Tim Pool simp. I'm just saying that
kind of because one. Okay, here's the reason why. No one is suspecting Tim in any of this. I don't know why the fuck you're defending him.
People are. That's why
no one in our chat gives a shit about this, Aiden. Seriously.
Okay. Well, Tim's done nothing wrong here.
I don't know for what person you're defending this.
Lauren Southern has. Or not Lauren Southern. Oh my God, Lauren Chen has. This is kind of the funny thing is that here's the really funny bit. I said Lauren Southern.
No one believes this because it's the fucking DOJ. If this has been going on for 2 bloody years, how did you only find out now in 2 months before an election? Like, dude, give me a break.
Fucking CNN got them confused. Lauren Chen, who goes by the name Lauren Southern on social media, says CNN. These lunatics. That's so funny. So funny. Now, I do want to say, as we finish this up, my last bit here, is that, weirdly, do you remember?
We have some updates on the.
This is the Young Turks.
I'm doing a video on.
Do you know who funds the Young Turks?
Qatar.
It's the state of Qatar. It's a whole fucking country that funds the Young Turks. The state of Qatar, and they're getting real big upset that maybe, and this has not been proven, that maybe. Also, there's some money coming from the U.S. government going to Tim Pool.
And how the hell you believe the DOJ now, 2 months before an election, like the whole Russia thing with the laptop last year was complete bullshit, and now you believe it suddenly? Like, just fuck off.
Of course she believes it.
Indictments of 2 Russian nationals.
But again, this is hilarious that, Tim Pool must be being funded by the Russians. You know what was proven unequivocally,
Anna, fake.
That you and your organization were being funded by Qatar. How about that? You were unequivocally, unquestionably, your organization was funded by a foreign government. But go ahead. Now, if you can prove it about Tim Pool, I will talk as much shit about him as you will. But you can't prove it yet, can you? And you also will just ignore the fact that your fucking organization was funded by Qatar. Damn it. I hate these people. I just hate their stupid
Aiden,
shit.
How much have you had to drink?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I can tell.
Who work for RT, and how a Tennessee-based media company called Tenet essentially used prominent right-wing content creators here in the United States to unwittingly spread pro-Russian propaganda. But one person didn't do so unwittingly, and that was the co-founder of Tenet, Lauren Chen. The other co-founder is actually her husband. So the indictment.
I did say,
the indictment didn't list her name. Okay, question for you, Anna. If she willingly did this and the DOJ knew this, why is she not indicted?
So she has been indicted, by the way. Lauren Chen and her husband both have been.
No, they haven't.
They're included in the indictment of the.
They are not indicted.
They themselves have not been indicted, but they are included in the document.
Yes, but they are not indicted themselves, and neither is any of the content creators.
I think, however, that if you want my pure opinion, I do think that I think Lauren and her husband have been involved in some shit they shouldn't have done.
I don't care.
Well, just my opinion. All right.
Didn't list their names, and I want to be clear that Lauren Chen and her husband have not been indicted.
And Lauren's always been fantastic to me. She's always been a lovely person to me, but I think she might have done some shit she shouldn't have done.
They could be in the future, depending on how this case plays out. But the indictment does clearly note multiple times that Lauren Chen and her husband seem to know that the money was coming from Russia, and they went to some lengths to basically conceal that fact from the content creators, even fabricating a person out of whole cloth. So let's get into those details. Actually, before we do, Cenk, we covered this story yesterday when you were out, and I'm sure you have a lot to say about the story in general.
So Cenk's got a whole bunch to say, I'm sure. What you think
so far.
Yeah, look, we've had beefs with some of those guys, and
you got some beefs?
At different times we've gotten along with some of those guys.
How about you reveal the fact that the Young Turks is funded by the state of Qatar? How about we reveal that, Cenk? Just before they get into any of this, I just want to reveal, just for people to know. Now, I have major issues because I find it repulsive. If Lauren Chen's organization was funded by a foreign government, it should have been always public. Okay?
Considering the amount of money that AIPAC throws actual government officials, the fact that Russia wants to throw a bit of money to people that basically just says, fuck off, stop throwing money into the war machine. If that is pro-Russia, then holy shit, I am very much pro-Russia.
All right, so fine. It's fine. Okay? I just want it to be transparent.
I want to know what is these pro-Russia policies any of them have pushed. Name fucking one.
But what I would like, if you're going to complain, Cenk Uygur, Anna Kasparian, you're going to complain about someone being funded by a foreign government, can you please start your fucking rant by saying how your organization is funded by the state of Qatar? Because it is, by the way. Don't think that I don't know that or don't remember that. Your organization is funded by the state of Qatar. Your entire fucking media outlet is funded by Qatar. Cool. Admit that first before you go on this little tirade. No, you won't admit to that, but okay. Let's just, before we listen to them, though, everybody in the chat, let's all go. State of Qatar. State of Qatar. State of Qatar funded this shit. Crazy.
So, on a personal level, I wish this story didn't exist and that they had never done this. But I got to be honest with you guys. So they're getting paid $100,000 a video.
Is that true? It was apparently just one person who was getting paid that much. That was the maximum.
Why would I believe that?
Now, however, I also want this to be brought out. I want this to be exposed because I can't stand this shit. There's just anyone else can't.
You are very drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Yes, you were. Chat. Tell this. Ask the chat.
I don't want.
Chat, is Aiden drunk? Say 7 in the chat if you agree.
Okay, fine. What my point is that I don't want Republicans to be doing the same shit that I actively denigrate leftists for doing. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Not really.
Why would I not want them to be denigrated for doing the same thing? How does it make me drunk?
Ask
You little
the chat.
silly. Oh, let me look. All right. What's the chat look like? I'm sure I'm getting fucking blistered. All right.
I'm stone cold sober. I haven't had a drop of whiskey.
Alrighty. I don't know what 7 means. Anyway, back to chunk.
I told chat like not 30 seconds ago if Aiden's drunk, type 7.
Okay.
Never have to ask you.
I'm not that drunk, chat.
Because that's not the economics of digital media. So some of the videos will get 8,000 views. That's like $50, man. So then they ask, okay, who's giving the money? And they claim, oh, it is just a wealthy businessman, and they make up a name. You didn't Google the guys, because if you Googled, you'd know that he doesn't exist.
8,000
so you never even bothered to ask.
It's just the ad revenue that YouTube gets. If you're getting sponsors, you're getting way fucking more.
Yeah.
So that's
400,000 a month for just 4 videos. If you do that over the course of a year, that's $4.8 million. And you didn't bother asking who was giving you that money. You didn't bother Googling. And all the videos happen to be pro-Russia and against Ukraine. Wow, what a coincidence. So this whole thing of like, we were victimized too.
You do realize you can be against war, and that doesn't mean you're pro-Russia.
Yeah, I know. Well,
do you understand that, Jink? I don't think you do.
Well, they couldn't understand that from me when I made that video like 2 years ago. They couldn't understand that. They were just like, I'm anti-war, but it's like, well, but I'm like, let me try to explain why this is happening. And they went, oh, that must mean you must love the war. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
No. No, you're mentally retarded, but okay.
I'm sorry, but I mean, I'm not saying that they're criminally responsible or anything like that.
Yes,
but don't tell me that you had no idea what was going on. And golly gee, no, sorry, but I don't believe you at all.
So look, the content creators, Tim Pool, Betty Johnson, Dave Rubin, there were others, but those are some of the more prominent names. According to the indictment, didn't know where the source of the money was coming.
Let's be very clear. Even Anna has to admit to this.
Even the DOJ says I didn't know.
That none of them knew they were apparently being taken advantage of. Okay. So even according to the Young Turks, who are the most dishonest people on the planet Earth, had to be like, well, they didn't know.
The reason I think that they're doing that is because if they were credibly accusing them of saying,
they're afraid of getting sued.
Yeah, not only that, but it's also the case of if you are saying they are deliberately pushing Russian propaganda, the first thing anyone would ask is, give an example.
Yeah.
And considering there isn't any, that is what makes me immediately suspicious.
Yep.
And it's the DOJ.
And that they were lied to by Tenant Media, and a lot of the details of what was going on was intentionally concealed. But Jake, the most shocking part about this whole indictment is that one of them actually did ask questions, and it was the person I least expected, Dave Rubin. Okay, so Dave Rubin wanted to know more about like this wealthy businessman who's like funding the whole operation. And not only did they make up a name, they made up a resume. Okay, they like literally made up a resume.
Okay, so let me point this out. So Dave Rubin tried to look into this, to the best of his capacity, figure out what the hell was going on. And it, of course, it's not enough. Now, here's the thing. Here's the real thing that you're not going to like a whole lot. You're really not going to like this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Unfortunately, though, Young Turks, we've all found out one of your sources of income. And one of your sources of income is very, very unreputable. Well, it'd be terrible if we expose that. It'd be terrible if we exposed one of your irreputable sources. That'd be awful. Yes. Progressive victory.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I can just say it right now. They're going to want to all run away from that. They're going to run away from it very quickly once it all gets exposed. Because it's not going to just be Young Turks, of which who are recipients. It's going to be a lot of people that you might know who are quote-unquote centrists who have received money from Progressive Victory. Not just Dev. No, other people have received money from Progressive Victory.
Destiny.
Destiny is one of them, yes. 100%. And other people you may enjoy. I didn't mean to do this, because I didn't take money from a insane leftist lunatic foundation.
Aiden is currently quite inebriated.
Yeah, well,
she
no, I
is
didn't do
in
it.
a state of complete sloshed nature. And as a consequence, she is going to be talking, you are drunk off your tits, woman.
I am not drunk off my tits, but if
Yes,
you
you
say so,
are.
then let's head out for the evening. Let me go then read.
That is not
You're
a good
being
phrase frame
super
for
rude.
Quiana.
Well, if you're saying so, I'm gonna read the super chats for the evening, because how dare you? All right, I'm not drunk, dingus. Okay, Lucifer the Doberman, member for 16 months says 16 months. Jesus fucking Christ, you guys hate me. No, I love you, Prim. Lucy Levenberg for 5 gifted subs says gifted 5 Broken Count memberships. That's it. Thank you. George Heingartner says donation for the Concord Devs Therapy Fund. Thank you. Artemis Fund thank you for the 20 pound. Thank you. Artemis Val for $5 says, how are my 2 European hosts doing today? Okay, I suppose. Artemis Val for another 5 says, Stargate is better than Star Wars, is better than Star Trek. I disagree with your organization, but that's fine. Artemis Fowl for another 5 says, lacking empathy and being able to connect with characters is indicative of a low IQ individual. Being unable. Yeah, I agree with that. I
don't.
Okie dokie. For another 5, Artemis Fowl says, Spoon likes K-dramas. My 50-year-old mother also likes them too. Yeah, I think that's true about Spoon. He's basically old grandma tier. Your big old grandma tier. Daisuke Daizago, excuse me, for 13 months says, apologies on behalf of Norway. This would never happen. We weren't so freaking cocked as a nation. They use our money too. I hate democracy. Me too. Don't we all? Hasselhopper for 5 says, reliable sources. Gamergate started because legacy media sites had undisclosed conflicts of interest. And when called out, they cried harassment. Oh no. Jeez. Gosh, I'm hiccuping. Shut. Oh my goodness. Hiccuping so bad. Oh jeez, hang on.
That's the vodka kicking in.
No. Maybe, I don't know, but
It's all of the vodka.
Oh my god.
Aiden is currently having a small spasm attack because she has ingested far too much vodka for a single sitting. And so...
It was too much. I just had a thingy.
It's all of the vodka,
Oh, Jesus.
yes.
Hang on. Oh, God. I had it. Christ. Hang on.
She is very, very inebriated. I am. I'm speaking in a funny accent. I'm not really sure where it's from. It just sort of amuses me. Do give her a few moments while she coughs or hiccups or pukes lungs out. Frankly, don't really know which.
Oh, dude, hiccups suck so bad. They hurt so bad for me. Anyway, so...
How strong are your hiccups? Or how shit piss poor weak is your diaphragm?
For you?
No.
Oh, hiccups hurt so bad for me. Like, they actually caused me, like, to have, like, spinal pain.
That's because you're weak as a kitten.
True, I suppose.
And I'm not made of tissue paper.
So, Jacuzzi Taizago says, I apologize on behalf of Norway. This would never happen if we weren't so freaking cocked as a nation. They used our money too. I hate democracy.
Diagnosis drunk, but...
Yeah. Hasselhofer for 5 says, a reliable sources, Gamergate started because legacy media sites had undisclosed conflicts of interest, and when called out, they cried harassment. Yes, they did. Minnesota Fats for 20 months of membership. Thank you so much, says, Aiden has eclipsed her not changing her car's oil for 7 years. I did it for way longer than that, unfortunately, Minnesota. Tear of woman moment with her browser foibles. Congrats, boss. Keep raising the bar. I know. Arturus Uranus for $20 says, I read the indictment. Only one piece of evidence actually shows the profile of the French persona.
Not a knife.
They reference 2 videos by description of date and not by title or URL. I can't find them on Rumble accounts. I find it curious. I'm not really sure either. However, lads, it's nearly freaking midnight. I gotta go to bed.
Drink water before you go to bed, because you're gonna wake up with a hangover.
Yeah, I am gonna wake up with a hangover.
There you go.
So
you are drunk,
lads. I'm getting there. I'm getting quite drunk.
Aiden is gonna be up for another 2 more hours, by the way.
I'm gonna go watch a movie or something. All right.
Which is about 2 hours long.
Anyway, thank you all so much for hanging out. Love to see you all, and I will see you all again on Wednesday. All right. Okay. Thank you all. Spoon.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me, and thank you so much to Master of the TDS for joining us as well. It was lovely to have him on board with the show. Anyway, we'll see you all next week.
So you played Knife and Spoony before.
Good night. Cheers. Bye-bye. And thank you to Aiden for saying Sin 10 Aussies says Aiden is closer to being Australian every day. Thank you. I'm not, but good night. Governor. I can't fucking do it. No, I'll never do it again. All right, it's terrible. It's fucking disgusting. No, I can't even. It makes me upset. Like that, I've noticed that over the years, I've come to had some addition
over
to
the
UK
years. She's
accent.
noticed that she's sort of
No.
all of her accents just sort of blending together as she gets more and more drunk.
No. My point is that it's like over the years. Thank you, Sin. But like over the years, yes, I've started to sound more English, and I get upset about it. I get upset about it because I'm like, I don't want to sound more English, because then it sounds like I'm doing it on purpose, and I'm not. Anyway, not drunk
totally
at all. I am drunk. Let's go. Or I'm going to bed, guys. I'm too drunk. We're going to bed.